For what?
The movie that she watched that she heard that in.
What'd she hear?
Never mind.
Was I there when you said it?
Yeah.
What I just said
She was sitting right here.
about I prefer guys who are 15. Like, we literally just talked about it.
Was it the
Oh,
babysitter?
I fucking know what it is.
What is it?
13
You
going on
you don't,
30.
I promise you don't. Because I've never seen it before. Before yesterday.
13 going on 30.
How old is
No,
it?
I would never watch that movie.
How old is it?
80s.
Oh.
The only reason why I'm thinking of that is because I think I remember a part where she said she...
I wouldn't watch 13 going on 30 because I already saw Big.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it was. Just a
Exactly. I
female
already
version.
saw Big. I don't like movies that rebrand and try to be like, yeah, this is our
Like
original
all
idea.
of the Groundhog
No,
Day remakes?
all the movies?
Yeah. I don't
Any
like
movie
that.
that's made nowadays?
Yeah,
I don't
pretty
like
much. All right. Anyway, we are the Bonsai Movie Crew. Welcome back. Do you like our Christmas decor?
We're very festive.
This is as festive as we get. This is all you get. For those of you that are watching and not listening.
Yeah. We have a small tree.
A small black tree with white lights.
Yeah. It is lit.
It's black like our souls.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. Let's get into sorry, no, hold on. Don't forget to check out all our social stuff.
Oh, that's
our,
stuff down there?
Twitter, X, whatever it is. Instagram.
It's in front of the tree.
It's all in front of the tree. Yeah, it's right there on each side of the tree. And all the other stuff, Facebook and all that stuff that Karen takes care of.
Literally.
Literally, she takes care of all of it. We have nothing to do. But the only thing you get out of me is you get all the editing and the YouTube stuff. That's all me. That's probably why it needs more work.
I just create the timestamps.
Yeah. Madison doesn't do shit. She just sits there
I'm busy.
with her thumb up her ass. You ain't busier than me?
Yes.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I go to work, or I go to school all day, and then I come home and go to work.
I go to work and then I take care of kids and a wife.
I take care of dogs.
No, you don't. I do.
Yes, I do.
All right, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to
You
hear
know,
it.
who just paid for the food again?
I'm going to become one of the refs like that boxer.
Mm-hmm.
You should ask for money.
I don't want to do that. Raise me right.
I did, apparently. She's not asking for handouts.
Not unless.
Anyway,
it's
moving on.
specifically for you.
Oh, fuck. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Creator profile.
Yeah.
Creator profile. Oh, can anybody guess who we're doing this week?
Nick Cage.
Your
Of course, it's Nick Cage.
Of
Come
course
on.
it is.
You want to read it, Karen?
Is it really long?
I don't know.
I can do it.
I don't think so. I don't think it is,
Let's say
actually.
if
I
you guys
can do
want me
it.
to do it, I can do it.
We could make
Eric,
Eric do
can
it.
you
Eric don't.
read?
Eric never reads. Does
Can
he
you
know how to read?
Yes.
Does he know how to read?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
I think they look funny.
Don't let him write
What, the
anything.
letters and the words?
Don't let him write anything.
Yes, don't let me write.
Funny.
Because
Don't let you write anything.
that would be terrible for
It's not. It's not. I don't know. It's kind of long. It's not super long.
You'd have a better chance of trying to read hieroglyphics than his handwriting.
you. Seriously. It's worse than a kindergartner.
Here, I'll
I
let you
swear to
guys-
God.
No, write
fight
out a
for it.
sentence and have us
You
guess
wanna
what
read
it
it, Eric?
says.
I
if
can
you
read
want
it.
to.
If you're not feeling for it, I can read it.
Eric, you have to write
I
out
just
a
don't. I mean, my
sentence.
throat's
down the
like stupid.
I don't have to write it.
Let me see your notes.
Her job got really
Can
busy
you
over the
pass
weekend.
that to me? I need you to pass that to me.
Yeah,
Seriously,
seriously, it's
it's
fucking
like
chicken scratch.
Hieroglyphics are easier to read.
It's like little kids' handwriting.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like Jax, my
Dude,
8-year-old, wrote this.
My dad tried everything. Had me write.
It's like I'm looking through the Necronomicon
Yeah.
now.
writing through
Pictures and stuff.
I used to write paragraphs and all kinds of shit, just trying to get my handwriting better, and no, it never.
I love that you got like 4 notes take up like an entire page.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at this. It's like fuck, you can't see it that well, but it's funny.
It's easier to read that way.
Him and Mom were always the creative minds, so they.
You can
know,
read
they-
it better if you flip it sideways.
Oh, is it, that's what I've been doing wrong.
That's not a Playboy.
It's not a Playboy.
He's
That's
much
a
better.
centerfold.
He's much better at drawing
Can I
and
show the
Boobies.
camera? Can I show the camera?
I don't care. It's his, not
Yeah, I
mine.
don't
The
care.
camera?
It's not like it's a fucking diary. Go ahead. I don't care.
He's much better at drawing and
I can't.
It's-
It's not focusing very well
Yeah.
because it's focused on us.
Yeah.
We'll stop focusing on them. They're not important.
Yeah, it's chicken scratch.
It's chicken scratch. Even if it wasn't
it
blurry,
does
you still
look
wouldn't
like
be able
this.
to read
It
it.
does look like the Necronomicon based on the way she's holding
Yeah,
it.
a little
It looks
bit. Yeah.
like that Sumerian writing.
I'm waiting for it to like attack her face and
Yeah.
start eating.
Like a fucking Harry Potter book, just tacked.
You can read it better sideways though.
At least somebody can. All right. Who is Nicolas Cage? Nicolas Cage fell in love with acting during a summer class at the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. He got his start in teenage comedies like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and went on to play a wide variety of...
Did you say Ridgemont?
I said Ridgemont.
It's Ridgemont.
Ah, fucking whatever.
Ain't you ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think
That's
I've
such a
seen
good
I think it's
movie.
overrated.
You think it's overrated?
I mean, it's funny, but it's
There's one scene in particular that
well,
everybody
yeah.
enjoys.
I'm sure as a man that
He went on to play a wide variety of roles in such films as, I'm not going to say the first one because Karen wants me to, Moonstruck and Con Air.
Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
best fucking Nick Cage movie there is out there.
He received an Academy Award for his role in 1995's Leaving Las Vegas. Early life, Cage was born Nicholas Kim Kapala.
What is
Kim?
it?
Kapala.
Kapala? Oh, that's
See-
right, because he's related to
Francis
Ford Coppola. Yeah.
Coppola. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Coppola.
It's
I
in
said
it's
Kapala.
in his blood.
Yeah, I think he's his
But
uncle
he
or cousin or something
I think
like that.
didn't he change his name though because he wanted to make it on his own.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why he did. Yeah.
On January 7th, 1964, in Long Beach, California, to choreograph. Yeah, choreographer. Yeah, I can't say it.
Choreographer.
Choreographer.
Yeah, choreographer. Joy.
Tomato, tomato.
We'll help you
Yeah.
through this, man.
There's a lot of
There's a lot of big words in
yeah,
here.
There is. Joy.
You guys didn't tell me this.
I told you I could read. I didn't tell you what level.
it's about the same as my handwriting. Joy Vogel.
I know I'm not a
Singh
smart man,
And literature
I know what love
professor.
is.
but I know what love is.
Cage has two older brothers, Mark and Christopher, and he is the nephew of film director Francis Ford Coppola, and as
Coppola.
Coppola. Well, that's Coppola, whatever.
Tomato, tomato.
Tomato,
Jesus.
tomato.
Coppola.
Coppola.
Coppola. Okay. As a youth, visited his uncle.
The more
often.
you say that, the more it sounds like a cleaner.
It does, doesn't it? Like,
I gotta go to
At least
Home
like when I
Depot.
say
Go buy some
Coppola or something
Coppola.
like that, it
I
sounds
gotta-
kind of like a mafia name in a sense.
it's like I gotta go buy some Coppola for my bathtub. It's getting gross.
yeah, get that grease off.
Visited his uncle often at his San Francisco home. At age 15, Cage fell in love with acting during a summer class at the American Conservatory. I can't fucking say that word. I always fuck it up.
Conservatory?
Yeah, conservatory.
You said it right.
You said it right.
Well, yeah. Theater in San Francisco. He dropped out of Beverly Hills High School to pursue an acting career, making his debut on television in 1981. He changed his name to Nicolas Cage as a way to separate his identity from that of his famous uncle. He chose the name Cage as a tribute to comic book superhero Luke Cage.
It's so funny that because his name, he got his name from Luke Cage, and then Johnny Cage is also loosely based off of Nicolas Cage, and also Jean-Claude Van Damme. But it's just funny that that's what.
There's so much wrapped up in there, and then
Yeah.
he named his son after Superman, and
Yeah.
it's a whole thing.
Yeah, wasn't it Kal-El or something like that? He
Yeah,
named him?
Kal-El.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cage is known for his edgy, intense personality and for his passion for
Intense.
method acting.
Intense is right.
Yeah, he kind of showed that quite a bit in this.
He's
movie.
camping, dude.
I
Yeah.
So
thought that
he's so
you
intense.
saw-
He's camping.
I thought
Yeah.
that you saw the least amount in this movie of
I did too.
of
Like
Nick
kind of like
Cage.
he was like, I don't know. It was kind of.
He was reserved in this one.
Little bit.
You saw bits of it, but
Bits of it, yeah. Like the part where he's like, his girlfriend's on top of him, riding him, and he's like, "This is not happening." Like that is so fucking Nick Cage, dude.
Where was I?
I got one, but I'll wait.
Oh wait.
He is said to have had 2 teeth pulled for his role in Birdie, slashed his arm for racing with the moon, and swallowed a live cockroach for Vampire's Kiss in 1992.
That's the worst movie ever.
Oh my god.
He is
He
also
was dedicated
alleged
though.
Yeah.
to have destroyed a street vendor's remote-controlled car in a fit of rage while preparing for his role as a mobster in the Cotton Club in 1984. Movies: Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Raising Arizona, and Moonstruck. Cage got his start in teenage comedies with his debut in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I'll make sure I say it.
If you see him in Fast Times or Raising
You Got
Arizona or
Married.
anything, you couldn't imagine him doing action movies. Like back then, seeing his ugly ass on screen, you're like
No, I mean, because Raising Arizona's kind of actiony.
a little bit, but not
There
like
towards
it's
the
more of
end.
a but that's more of a dark comedy than it is any kind of action. You know
sure,
what I mean?
but
Like,
I mean, it gets kind of.
and he only has
actually
like a 2-minute role in Fast Times on
Yeah, he does.
Ridgemont. It's not.
So
very
it's-
significant.
I would beg to say it's more like those roles that you would have a hard time seeing what kind of actor he would become. But like you start to see it in roles like Raising Arizona, where he's going.
Right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like Vampire's Kiss, not so much.
Jesus.
It's
You know what killed me about Vampire's Kiss? His what's that?
face.
No. Yeah, that. But no,
It's just your face.
yeah, his accent kept changing.
Oh.
Like 1 minute it was like a surfer, and then he would try to be like English, and then it was just a regular accent, and then it just kept flipping, and I'm like, what is he going for? Like,
What's he trying to do?
it
He's
was
showing all
insane.
his acting chops.
Yeah.
Give him a
Apparently
break.
he was going for
Well,
it.
It was
all
like
night.
it was an hour and a half long
Yeah.
audition tape.
But it's worth a watch if you want to see some insanity. That's a fun one.
It was also featuring Sean Penn, followed by a leading role as a punk rocker in Valley Girl. Francis Ford Coppola gave him a small role in his critically acclaimed Rumblefish.
Critically acclaimed, and I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of that either.
1983 Rumblefish. His first serious dramatic role was opposite Matthew Modine in Birdie. Modine.
Tomato.
His first series. This was followed by Coppola's Peggy Sue Got Married, the Coen Brothers comedy Raising Arizona, Moonstruck, starring Cher, David Lynch's Bizarre, Wild at Heart, Vampire's Kiss, and the comedy Honeymoon in Vegas. Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas. 1994, Cage was valued at about $4 million per picture, but agreed to star in Mike Figge's Leaving Las Vegas for only $240,000 because of the strength of the role. It paid off. His portrayal of alcoholic screenwriter Ben Sanderson earned him an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for Best Actor. 95, Cage has made a series of action thrillers including The Rock, Con Air, John Woo's Face Off, opposite of John Travolta, and Brian De Palma's Snake Eyes. 1998, he starred in A Romantic City of Angels with Meg Ryan after returning to the action genre.
Oh man, I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, City of Angels.
City
I've
of
never
Angels.
seen that one.
That used to be one of Cody's favorites.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
He was a big Meg Ryan fan, and I
Yeah,
forgot he was in that though.
I've never seen it.
It's not a bad
I know
romantic.
the ending.
It's
'cause
not a bad romance movie.
I know the ending just because I think my mom was watching it. I caught the ending, but I've never seen the movie.
It's just crazy to see him, and he's very reserved in that too.
Yeah, I imagine he would be. I've seen him in some reserved roles. He's a good actor.
He's a good actor when he wants to be.
Yeah.
I bet he walks on set like, and I think he asked the question, "What kind of Nick Cage do you want for this movie? Do you want a reserved Nick Cage, or do you want Nick Cage?"
Well, I think it depends on, like, if it's an action movie, he goes all in. He just does what he does best. Or, like, most movies. But, like, if it's that kind of movie that, City of Angels,
Yeah.
that kind of movie, he's not going to do that. I mean,
I think he did fine in City Angels. Now that I think about it, I ain't seen that movie in ages.
After returning to the action genre with a poorly rated 8mm and headlining
Millimeter.
Martin
Oh.
Scorsese's Dark Bringing Out the Dead
That's up there too.
in
That's probably
1999.
that's one notch above. Raising
Cage
Arizona.
reportedly received a $20 million paycheck for the action extravaganza Gone in 60 Seconds, co-starring Angelina Jolie. Cage
Forgot
played
about that movie too.
Cage played a more traditional romantic lead in this next two movies: the Christmas 2000 release, The Family Man, and the World War II era epic Captain Corelli's Mandolin. Mandolin, starring the much in demand actress and Spanish import Penelope Cruz. In December of 2002, Cage launched his directorial debut, the $5 million independent film Sonny, about a male gigolo who struggles to free himself from his madame mother. Cage also starred in an adaptation playing both ill-tempered screenwriter Charlie Kaufman and twin brother Donald. National Treasure. After reuniting with Wu for the disappointing Windtalkers, Cage rebounded with the well-received Matchstick Men. The busy actor also starred in director John
Turturro? No.
Turtelbaugh. Yeah, fuck.
What is it? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's
Turtlelob.
That's
That's what we're going with.
Turtlelob.
Turtlelob.
Turteltaubs.
Turteltobs.
Yeah, Turteltaubs.
Yep, that's what we'll go with.
John T. How about that?
John T.
2004 holiday blockbuster National Treasure. Playing an archaeologist historian who believes a treasure map is hidden on the back of the Declaration of Independence in 2007, he reprised his role in National Treasure Book of Secrets. Cage went on to star in a big budget features like The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Season of the Witch, and Stolen, which at best drew lukewarm reviews. Continuing his prolific output, he garnered praise for roles in smaller films like the crime drama Joe, in the violent revenge flick Mandy 2018. Cage also contributed voice work to animated features like The Croods and the acclaimed Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Cage's relationship with Christina Fulton, a model, lasted several years, producing a son, Weston Coppola Cage, born in '92. He went on to wed actress Patricia Arquette. Sorry.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
In '95, and then embarked on a short-lived marriage with Lisa Marie Presley.
Who didn't marry that woman?
The only daughter of
I
the late
didn't.
king of rock and roll. In August 2002, Cage followed by marrying his 20-year-old girlfriend Alice Kim at a private ranch located in Northern California in August 2004. The couple announced the birth of their son Kal-El Coppola Cage on October 3rd, 2005 and 2016.
She's young enough to be his daughter.
It was confirmed that they had separated following 12 years of marriage. In March 2019, it was reported that Cage had tied the knot once again with makeup artist Erica Koki before filing for an annulment just 4 days later. In February 2021, Cage married Rico Shibata. Yeah, there
He
you go.
gets around.
That is
Wow, yeah.
All right. Favorite Nick Cage movie?
8mm. Hands
Face
down.
Off. I like Face Off.
Everybody likes Face Off. What about you?
I watched Face Off with Grandma.
So Face Off? I'm
Robin
going to go
Hood.
with Karen. I'm going with 8mm. That's an awesome fucking movie. I love that movie. And then probably Face Off because I love that movie too.
Maybe.
And then Raising
I think he was
Arizona.
able to portray two different
You want to
characters. That's why I
see
liked it.
Nick Cage being
And then
a
I'm
real
probably going to go
actor.
Con Air because Con Air is amazing.
Con Air is really good too. Yeah.
Like I just love him with the long hair and the
You know,
Put
you were
he
down
didn't really
the
put a
bunny
whole lot
rabbit.
of his like his
put the
you know
bunny
Nick
back
Cage.
in the box.
Yeah, he didn't put a whole lot of his like Nick Cage acting in Con Air. It was more of like a serious role for him.
You want to see serious? Watch him at 8mm.
oh yeah.
I'm serious. You
Yeah.
will see no. You
There's
will
no
see
laughing.
none-
There's nothing.
You will see
It's
none
all serious
of
yeah.
that.
It's a dark ass movie.
That was the first movie I've ever seen that like I walked away going, like you know in the back of your head that people with money can get away with anything.
Mhm.
You've known that your whole life, right?
Oh yeah.
But that was the first movie I walked away and really knew that. Like really felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, well, there's Nick Cage for you. We're going to talk about him here in a minute after we get through what everybody's been watching.
Again.
What the hell have you been watching?
Let's start with Eric.
God damn it.
He just got done talking.
I really didn't watch a whole lot this week. I think I watched a little bit of Scrubs. I watched a little bit of finished the Halo season.
What'd you think of that?
It's okay. I'm hoping the second season like knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, they just released a trailer for us, so
Yeah.
I'm interested in how it's going to turn out.
Yeah. Shit, what did I watch? I watched Suicide Squad just to watch a movie, and then that's kind of really all I watched. I've been kind of playing COD, trying to playing the zombie shit. So
Right. Karen?
I've been laid up since basically Wednesday, other than a funeral I had on Friday. So, finished The Righteous Gemstones until the next season.
Like all 3 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you? I haven't even gotten through the 3rd season.
I'm
so.
done.
What'd you
Till the
think
next
of it?
one. I
It's a
liked
good
it.
show, isn't it?
I like it.
It's fucking
Yeah,
entertaining
I'm
as
ready
shit.
for the next one. Yeah, I still stand by it's the religious Sopranos.
Yeah.
Except it's a lot less serious, I guess. But it's
Oh, it's way
def-
less serious.
But it's still serious though. You know what I mean?
At
But like,
times.
it's not. Yeah. But it's still. Yeah.
It's definitely a group of people that don't take anything in life to any kind of like they don't take anything seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is either a joke or can be bought with money, and it's very
They've got a lot to learn. I
yeah.
feel like.
They're people who never had to, I would say, I guess, grow up or
And every time you think they're gonna learn, they don't.
no.
Yeah.
oh, I also watched Hard Kill.
What's that?
Because that was Jean-Claude Van Damme
Bruce
or
Willis.
Bruce Willis.
I
Is that one of the
wasn't-
newer ones?
I wasn't too into it.
Because some of the ones that he did there toward the end, he just did for money because he knew
For a
it was,
paycheck, yeah.
Let's see when this came out.
Some of them he wore like an earpiece and stuff because he was just phoning it
I mean,
in.
he's older in this, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's some of the new ones.
That's
are
one
not-
of his straight to DVDs. Then
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, more than likely.
I
He
watched.
didn't really have a whole lot of new, like name actors other than Bruce Willis in it.
Yeah, it's probably one of the newer. I know that Jeremiah watched a lot of those too, just because he wanted to see. He'd heard about them being kind of bad or whatever. He was
Yeah.
kind of interested in what level of bad.
some of them were a high level of bad.
I haven't watched any of them. I
could
guess
care
because I don't
less.
want to see that fall.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Like, whenever I start to see him in,
2020, yeah, 2020
yeah,
is when
straight
this
to
came out.
DVD movies, I'm like, I'm gonna just go ahead and pretend those don't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I don't want to see that fall from.
Yeah.
from
Well, I
him.
mean, as far as his acting in this, he did okay in the acting for Bruce
Yeah.
Willis. I mean, it was just I didn't really get into it for the other acting people that were in it. Just
Yeah.
didn't really sit well.
I just don't want to see that fall. Mm-mm. I watched The Night Flyer. It's a Stephen King short story. I haven't seen that movie in a really long time, so watch that. I watched The Bloody Muscle Builder in Hell. I'm kind of surprised you haven't heard about this.
It sounds retarded as fuck.
It is a love letter to the Evil Dead and Sam Raimi. It's a Japanese film, and it is absolutely ridiculous and over the top, and it's a love letter for sure. But it is, it's a ride.
It's a ride.
It's
Get
a
into
ride.
two shoes.
No, it's it's insane. I started the fall of House of Usher. I have one episode left.
Oh, really? What do you think of it so far,
I
though?
love it. I
It's
really
a
love
really
it.
good show.
It reminds me a lot of The Haunting of Hill House.
Does it?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
And I really, really love The Haunting of Hill House.
I really got into that one. Like the Fall of the House of Usher. That's a really good. Like I was pretty impressed. Man, Mike Flanagan, man, he's got. Like I couldn't get into the Midnight Club shit. I thought that was stupid. I watched it all, but I didn't like it.
If you like
but
The Fall of the House of Usher, you should give.
I need
Haunting
to
of
go
Hill House.
back to it.
You should give it a try.
Yeah, I've watched one episode.
Because I know you're not
one
into
or two
the
episodes.
supernatural stuff, but the
that's my big
storyline
thing.
itself
Yeah.
is what you should. Because you know, the whole thing with the dad, right? Like there's a supernatural element to the Usher, right? And you can get past that. That's
Yeah.
the same thing with Haunting of Hill House. It's kind of the same element.
But the
There's
main
this
reason
whole
why
thing.
I wanted to watch The Fall of the House of Usher is because it's Edgar Allan Poe.
Mhm.
That was my big deal. But,
I get it.
But yeah, I should go back to it and check it out and give it a shot. So.
It's the same. You get the same flavor. You really do.
Okay.
I watched The Worst Witch. It's a '80s movie with Tim Curry and Fairuza Balk when she was a little girl.
That's a show too.
Mm-hmm. But I'd seen it when I was a little girl, and I saw that they had it on YouTube,
Yeah.
so I watched it. It's not as cool as I remember.
Oh.
It's not as cool as I remember.
Happiness, which was a real downer. Delirious, which was a John Candy movie. And the last one was a predictable 80s slasher, Curtains. That's it.
Curtains.
Mm-hmm.
I watched. Hold on, I texted them to myself so I would remember all three of them.
I tried putting it in my notes on my phone.
Yeah, I just hold on. I gotta type me. I watched a few episodes of that. Murder at the End of the World. It's on Hulu. It's got
I've
Clive
heard of
Owen
this.
in it, and
Oh, I love Clive Owen.
It's-
been on Hulu forever.
pretty much like it's a murder mystery, I guess, but it is so slow and boring. It's like Only Murders in the Building, only boring.
I love Only Murders in the
I know,
Building.
and
I
more
love Clive
serious.
Owen, though.
I know, like Clive Owen's great in it. Like I'm not nothing against the actors or anything. It's just a boring written show. Like it's interesting. It's got my attention, but it's just so
I miss Clive Owen. What
the
the hell?
tone of it
he
is
doesn't
just
do more
so
stuff
turned down.
anymore?
No, the tone of it is just turned down to like 0, and I'm just like, you're just kind of like sitting through it, and it's interesting. Don't get me wrong, but it's really boring.
Like a documentary.
No, it's just
Yeah. I like documentaries.
I don't know. It might be for some people, but
Some documentaries are good.
it's got a really
See,
high
they're
rotten.
Interesting. I just.
It's got a really high Rotten Tomato score, but
I can't go by Rotten Tomatoes scores.
yeah, but it's not a bad show. It's really good. It's just, it's not like a fast-paced show. It's not action-y. It's not witty. It's a very serious, dark sort of toned show, I
I need to watch
guess.
Children of Men and Shoot 'Em Up again. That's what I need.
Yeah, those are good movies.
I watched Shoot 'Em Up when I was in the hospital. with Dad.
Also, we watched Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. She's been bugging me for a week to watch it.
I remember.
So she's like complaining because we didn't watch the extended version. Like the extended version is 4 hours long, and you're
But-
not getting anything more out of it if you
Yeah,
watch.
it adds more dimension to the characters.
Sure, okay. Like because
You
3
need to watch
hours
the
of
trees
movie.
walk a little more.
Yeah, 3 hours of
There's
movie isn't
really
enough.
not that much more of the trees walking than there.
Did
is in the
Legolas
movie.
get Grimly a box to stand on?
I don't think so.
No, he did. But it's funny that you say that.
He did. That was a funny joke.
But yeah, the movies
So
are
would
awesome.
you like me to describe it to you, or would you like me to get you a box?
And then I watched.
And then his laugh was even funnier. What?
It was funny.
And then I watched Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls.
I need to watch that.
That movie was awesome. Like it was like not serious at all, and it was all like there was some CG in it, I guess. But for one, it's got Jeffrey Combs in it in a very. If you liked him,
In a very
in-
Jeffrey Combs.
yeah, if
role.
you liked him in The Frighteners, you're gonna like him in this. And also, it's got what's her name? Is it Barbara Crampton?
Crampton.
Yeah.
Yeah, her and Jeffrey Combs work a lot together.
Yeah, she's in it, but she's like not in it a lot. But she plays Onyx's mom.
Yeah, I remember her in the trailer. Yeah.
So she's in it. But other than that, I mean, like a lot of it is practical effects, like puppeteering and shit, which is awesome. I
Did you see
absolutely
him-
loved it.
Did you see him on the that hot sauce thing?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Did you see the Joe Rogan ad that he did too?
No.
He-
I didn't
he-
see the Joe Rogan
He tried to he made it look like he was on the Joe Rogan show, and Joe Rogan's just talking about horse piss or not horse piss, dinosaur piss.
ad.
He's like, you realize we're drinking dinosaur piss, and the whole time Onyx is like, yeah, okay.
Oh wait, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
And
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you care if I plug my movie? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And he like talks about his movie. It's really funny.
Yeah, I did see that.
But I've been watching Onyx on YouTube for years, so to watch a whole movie is he can be. Sometimes you want him to take it down a notch in the movie, like just take it back a notch. But other than that, like he is the best part of the movie,
Of course.
and so it's funny as fuck. He's always saying, and you hear of the origins of why he says I don't know so much, and all that stuff. So it's really good. It's the puppeteering, like the ghouls are like they're not people, they're puppets essentially. It's fucking hilarious,
I'm all
man.
in.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I even looked on Rotten Tomatoes like as I'm watching. I'm like, wonder what score this has right now. Like the audience or the critic score is like 60-some%, but the
Fuck.
audience score is like 97% or some
Yeah, it
shit.
is. I'm sure
So
it
I'm
is.
like, okay, like I can get behind that, and I can see why.
Because we're tired of the shit Hollywood's putting out.
Exactly. But yeah, it's a really good movie. So if you haven't seen it, not to mention, like I rented it off of Amazon, and then as I'm watching, I went ahead and bought it on Blu-ray because it's not out yet, but I pre-ordered it on Blu-ray. It comes out on the 20th. So I would like that's one person I'm like, I'll help you out. You know what I mean? Like I'll give you my money because he is someone who is dedicated to the craft and he loves it. So
Yep,
you know, and I'm sure it took a lot for him to raise the money to make this movie.
for sure.
So he had to start a GoFundMe and all kinds of stuff. But that's all I watched this week. I think I can't remember anything else. So I have a hard time remembering what I watch.
So do I.
I did start listening to an audiobook today. It's a Warhammer audiobook. And I was like, I've never listened to a Warhammer or read a Warhammer book. So I'm like, I didn't know if I'd get into it or not. But the one that I started, they've got like 500 fucking books. It's retarded how many books they have for Warhammer. And they're all like stories and stuff like that. And it's hard to find audiobooks for them. And the one I found was one that I was kind of interested in reading anyway. And it's about, they're called Inquisitors essentially. And they're like, and this guy's like a detective. It's almost like a fucking detective novel in Warhammer 40K. It's wild. So it's like intergalactic. It's like an intergalactic, like, I don't know, Dick Tracy or, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because he's a badass on top of being like a detective. So he's kind of like the Sherlock Holmes of Warhammer, kind of. It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty good stuff. But that's all I watched, so, and listened to. I've been doing a lot of painting, and I've been trying to play a few video games. I just can't bring I played some VR, and that was it. Played some Beat Saber.
A little bit of Fortnite too.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Fortnite with the boys. A little bit, like 2 games. I'm waiting on that Lego shit to come out.
I thought about playing that VR Among Us thing.
I've got that too. That's pretty good.
I thought it'd be kind of fun.
It
to
is
do.
fun. That is fun. Me and the boys have played that. We play that. We play. Jackson loves Blade and to call me a bad parent, but he loves Blade and Sorcery. It's a very violent game.
Oh yeah.
Like very violent. Like you literally stab people and all kinds of stuff and chop their heads off.
You can,
Didn't
like,
we play
stab 'em
Mortal
and-
Kombat? and-
Yeah, but like you weren't physically doing the moves yourself, and like he's talking
training
shit to
an
people. Yeah,
assassinator.
I'm training this child to murder people essentially. Like he's not pressing buttons. You're literally grabbing people and like stabbing them in the face. That's it's.
You're doing.
I still don't
movements.
see the problem.
I don't either. At
Well,
first,
as long
Crystal
as-
was against it, and then she's like, he's just playing Beat Saber."
Yeah, I mean, as long as you know, deviate.
They know the difference between right and
Yeah,
wrong
he
and
knows
real
the
and not
reality
real.
and
Then
not
Hopefully,
reality,
fingers
you know.
crossed.
until
Hopefully
you
he's not
wake up and
seeing
he's
it up.
standing above you with a sword.
Dad, watch this
No,
axe go in your
no.
face.
He's gonna find that dagger Dad gave me and stab me with it while I sleep.
I did give him a knife.
That wasn't smart, by
I
the
should
way.
probably rethink that.
Anyway, Madison, what you watch?
Well, I watched The Lord of the Rings, the first one, again, 3 times. And then
She's so busy.
She's gonna be the Lord of
I
the
am
Rings.
busy.
She did too. She watched the first one 3 fucking times.
That's like the
I
slowest
wanted
of them
to wa-
all.
okay,
I know.
wanted-
And then she watched the second one with me last night, and I come home today and she's watching it again today, the extended version.
I
I'm
wanted
like,
to
you
know.
have a
I
lot
need-
of time,
I need to know what, like, this stuff is.
which is fine. That's the call of a true movie file right there. You know, I mean, I get
Yeah.
it, but
Did Gimli ever, or did they ever tell Legolas that they tossed Gimli across the ravine?
I don't know. I haven't finished the movie. I came down here. That's
oh,
what I
and
was
she also
upstairs
started
doing.
reading the first book.
Did
She's going full hardcore into this Lord of the Rings shit. I couldn't be more proud of more proud as a father.
I got the book.
Now if I
See
can just
that.
get her to
Hey,
watch
Dad,
Star
Dad,
Wars.
Dad.
Yes.
I want the books for Christmas. If you guys want to, you don't have to. I'll
If
buy
we
them
want
myself,
to.
But like,
Okay.
it'd be nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Like he's gonna say no. No.
I also watched the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Dude, guess who Katy Perry is married to?
Yeah, Orlando Bloom.
I didn't know that until I
Legolas.
was going through like the cast and I clicked on him and it said partner Katy Perry and I was like,
Yeah, they've been together for a while.
Mm-hmm.
They both quit drinking together, as a matter of fact. Neither of them drink.
oh really? How
Although
do
she
you know
flirts
that?
with every guy she sees on fucking, what's that show? Oh, it's a TV show.
I don't keep
That
track
one
of these
singing
people
one?
anymore. I don't.
SNL?
No, it's
The
where the
singing
people
one?
American Idol.
Yeah.
Oh, American Idol? Maybe they've got like an open relationship or something.
No, I think she just fucks with people.
Probably.
Don't
Katy
speak
Perry, dude. I
bad
mean-
about my Katy Perry, dude.
Yeah,
I
I
ain't
remember
talking
we
about
talked.
being bad. I'm just saying she probably just.
I think
fucks
we
with
talked. I think we went down this road before, and you almost died.
Katy Perry is weird, though.
No, she's
No, it was you
not.
and me that almost died because we were talking about Katy Perry being weird.
She's
Yeah.
weird.
And we almost died. It wasn't you. It wasn't.
Yeah,
It was
she
me and
is
him.
fucking weird.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
not weird.
She is.
She is not weird.
Yeah, she
Hey.
is.
She's not.
You gotta admit, hey, you gotta admit just a little bit.
No. She's queer, yeah, but not weird.
No, I didn't say queer. I said
Yeah,
weird. She's
weird.
just fucking weird.
No, because you taught me the true meaning.
She
of
can like
queer
all the
other
women
day.
and non-binaries that she
That's
wants
not
or
what
whatever.
queer
But
means.
well, whatever. I don't care. But like, she's a fucking oddball,
No,
dude.
we don't care about that. We're talking about weird. Like
She's weird.
She's not weird.
She's that kid in the cafeteria that nobody wants to sit by. She's
I'd
weird.
sit by her.
Well, now, yeah, look at her.
She's hot.
Well, I don't know. She chopped all her hair off. She don't look as hot anymore. Anyway,
She still
continue.
looks
What else
pretty
did you
good with
watch?
short hair.
Oh, that's all.
Okay, well then let's move on. Jesus Christ.
So,
All right,
at
well-
at least you got a kid that
That was
wants
a ride
books.
too.
Yeah. All right, let's
The movie.
get into our movie here now.
Let's talk about the movie.
All right.
Do you want me to read it?
Oh, if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but first, we need a plot synopsis.
Okay.
When vengeful General Francis X. Hummel seizes control of Alcatraz Island and threatens to launch missiles loaded with deadly chemical weapons into San Francisco, only a young FBI chemical weapons expert and notorious federal prisoner have the skills to penetrate the impregnable island fortress and take him down.
Wait, what?
he heard the word impregnable.
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 I was filling out the thing for her.
He heard impregnable and was he's like, I bet I could do it.
2 hours, 18 minutes. Rated R. Sean Connery as John Patrick Mason. Nicolas Cage as Dr. Stanley Goodspeed. Ed Harris as Brigadier General Francis X. Hummel. William Forsythe as Special Agent Ernest Paxton.
This
Where's
is
Dr.
a stacked
Cox at?
fucking cast, dude. There are so many names in this movie.
And I didn't put this in trivia because I kind of wanted to say this because I knew that William Forsythe was one of the top ones. But fun fact, William Forsythe went to go get a hot dog during shooting, and one of the people in like the catering or whatever like called security because extras weren't allowed to get food off of the catering trucks.
They thought he was an extra?
And he'd literally been shooting for 4 weeks, and he's William fucking Forsythe.
Wow.
And
I bet that person got fired.
I don't know. Well, no, he was nice about it. He was like, no, I'm a main cast, and like, you know, I don't know what happened, but he literally like he sat down with his hot dog or whatever, and he's like, I just wanted a hot dog, and so he literally went to like Michael Bay, and he was like, I wanted a hot dog, and almost got like arrested because of it. What are you guys giving the extras to eat? Trail mix?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and because of him, they got the extras to get food, like actual food.
That is bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why
like
wouldn't
he
you?
he sat down with his hot dog to eat.
This
and then he was like,
multi-million-dollar production. you
yeah,
can't
he
even
sat down to
feature.
eat, and he was like, I'm eating a hot dog. And he went to Michael Bay and was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So
I get a hot dog. So what do you
I
feed
almost
them?
get
Dog
arrested
food?
for a fucking
You know what I
hot
mean?
dog.
yeah, he literally went to them and he was like, I almost got arrested over a hot dog. What are you giving to them? Trail mix?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they eat one extra nut, you gonna fucking beat them.
But I heard Michael Bay's kind of a dick though on set and shit. Like he can be.
Yeah, but if you're gonna lose, you know,
Yeah.
somebody 4 weeks into filming who's main cast member, you're gonna probably
Mhm.
do
Give
a little
in.
something.
I
Anyway,
don't really.
I
I don't
thought
care
that
for
was-
Michael. I don't care for Michael Bay. So.
yeah, I thought that was kind of fun.
Let's go around. Would you watch? Would you recommend? Eric.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll recommend it to anybody, and I'll watch it again.
Right.
Not gonna be the first, not gonna be the last time I've watched it. So.
Right. Karen.
I recommend it, and I'd probably watch it if it was on again. I probably won't watch it like on my own.
Like go out.
Like
of your
I wouldn't
way.
go out of my way to watch it, but I don't hate the movie. It's just not my favorite one.
Right. Madison.
I'm with Karen. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it, but if it was on the TV, I'd probably sit down and watch it.
That this and I'm
Yeah.
in that same boat. Like I love this movie. I've seen it 100 times
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
But it's also one of those movies that like you've been catching on TNT like
Yes.
back in the day. Like it was
Yes.
on TV a lot.
I've seen this movie 100 times, but
Yeah.
not from start to finish every single time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually
Like-
you've seen this movie because you like for me this is probably one of this is my mom's movie. My mom
Mhm.
loved old Nicolas Cage and
Dude, she had me
Action
sit down and watch
movies.
like 4 of them last
yeah,
Wednesday
she
night.
loves Nicolas Cage action movies like The Rock and Con
Face
Air
Off.
and Face Off. Those were like she loved them, and so these are movies that like this is the type of movie that like yeah I would recommend. Like if you're an action movie guy and you haven't seen this movie, you need to watch this movie.
Absolutely.
Like this is one of those movies, you know, along with like I don't know, like Bad Boys and all that shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
like
yeah.
though it's in that vein of movie.
Demolition Man.
I'm not
Demolition Man,
complaining.
all that old school shit.
Yeah.
I had
but-
fun.
Yeah,
Watch all
definitely,
the
definitely
movies.
check
it's,
it out.
It's for sure.
It's fun.
It's
I-
a good movie.
I didn't own it, so I went ahead and bought it on Blu-ray for this podcast
I rented it.
because it's just one of those
did
movies
too.
that like it should be in my collection. It's not my favorite, and I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it all the time or anything, but it's definitely one that should be in your collection just
sure.
because it's just a classic action movie.
Mhm.
But it's definitely no Con
Yeah, I'm
Air
not. I mean, I
or-
wouldn't go out of my way or anything.
Yeah.
It's good.
it's definitely no Face Off or Con Air.
Mm-mm.
You know,
Or Raising Arizona.
Racing Arizona
Shut up.
Alright, you
Love
guys
it.
or
Mhm.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
ready?
It's probably the best part of the movie.
Or wait. Okay. Sorry.
Alright, The Rock. Every time I hear that, all I can think of is like Dwayne.
Dwayne Johnson. Yeah. Whenever I type it into Google and stuff, I have to type in.
The,
The
movie,
Rock
like, you
movie.
know how many times I did that when I was trying to do stuff for like the Twitter or the X and all that stuff. Like when I was trying to do stuff
Try
for that, and
not
I was
to
like,
hashtag him.
I'm not trying to do anything for Dwayne fucking Johnson here.
Yeah.
Like
I'd have to type in The Rock movie 1990. I think it was 6.
sometimes that didn't even work.
Yeah. And still, like, I'd get images and stuff of, like, The Rock. And I'm like,
Hey, you might get more bumps that way though.
Should have put
Yeah,
like
right.
not Dwayne fucking.
I'm going to
Johnson.
tag Dwayne Johnson in this one. Like,
I think I did just put The Rock at some point. Well, I mean, if The Rock, did hashtag that, but I didn't mean
The
fucking
Rock
The
does
Rock.
mean like the Alcatraz, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
Yes.
Alcatraz
Alcatraz.
Island. They
Yeah.
call it The Rock.
Yeah,
I didn't
'cause
like-
nobody could escape it.
that's the OG.
I didn't like the
Rock.
fact that they kept
Yeah.
on saying it. Like nobody escaped. Nobody's. If you look back in the history notes, yeah, there were people that have.
I know when they
escaped.
said, yeah, they don't know for sure if they lived or not, but they did escape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
people
there-
have
there-
escaped. They
There
just
has
they
been
don't know if they
speculations,
survived.
and well, there's
They
been-
they can't prove that they didn't live.
Yeah,
So that's my point is that you can't say that nobody escaped because you can't prove that they didn't live.
yeah, And there's
If you
been,
can tell me
there's
they
been
died for
accounts
sure,
that
then you can
there's
tell
been
me that
people-
nobody escaped. But
there's, like I
Either
said,
way, even if they did escape and they died, they still escaped.
exactly.
Well, what my point is, like, there's been cases where people have said, like, I am this person, and have like shown proof that they are that person.
Not definitive proof, or
Not
else it'd be over.
definitive,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
like they were dying on their deathbed, and they're like, yeah, I was.
yeah,
So-and-so.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if you can't prove to me that they died, then you can't say they didn't escape.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
So,
there was 3 at least.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right, a group of rogue force wrecking Marines led by disenchanted I can't say his name.
Brigadier.
Brigadier General Francis X. Hummel, aka Ed Harris, sees a stockpile of M55 rockets armed with VX gas, a modern chemical weapon with nightmarish legality.
Legality. You got it.
From a U.S. Navy SEAL, British SAS, I don't know, and Royal Marines base. They then seized Alcatraz Island during a guided tour and took 81 tourists hostage in the prison cells. Hummel threatens the Pentagon with launching VX gas rockets against the population of San Francisco unless the government pays reparations, including compensation to the families of Marines who died on legal clandestine missions? Clandestine missions? I don't know.
I think it's clandestine, but I'm not 100%, if I'm
Okay.
honest.
The Pentagon and Federal Bureau of Investigation decide to deploy a Navy SEAL team led by Commander Anderson, Michael Bean?
Mhm.
Bain?
I think we decided it's Bean.
Bean?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
Bean.
Bean or
As many
Bane.
times as we've had to
Mhm.
say this guy's name.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we said it was Bean. Hold on. I'll
Because
look
he
it
was
up
in the
again.
first
Yeah.
Terminator, he was in Aliens, and then he's
As many times, I'm pretty sure we figured out it was Bean, but I'll look it up again.
yeah,
Bean, Bane, potato.
pretty much, yeah.
I didn't know Dr. Cox was in this movie until.
Yeah, he don't last very long though.
No.
Bean, Bane.
He was like that in Smoking Aces too. He was in that.
Yeah.
He gets off
It's
pretty
Bean.
fast. It's Bean.
Bean? Okay.
We'll look it
to
up again
retake
eventually.
the island and free Hummel's hostages.
I don't know.
by
He doesn't
stealth.
have very many movies unless we do Tombstone,
Hmm.
which we should add that one to the box. That's a good
Probably
movie.
should,
In need of
actually.
first-hand knowledge of the underground tunnels of Alcatraz, they are forced to release the imprisoned John Patrick Mason, Sean Connery, the only inmate of Alcatraz who ever successfully escaped. So someone did escape.
Well, for the movie, yeah, sure.
Oh.
But it's not on
Which
record
was
that.
covered up.
Yeah, it was never on record
Yeah.
that he escaped because he was supposed to be like a ghost essentially.
Oh.
Not a living
Yeah, it says
person.
which was covered up. FBI chemical weapons expert Dr. Stanley Goodspeed.
Mhm.
I almost said Godspeed. I don't know why. Nicolas Cage, socially nerdy and bumbling, is also recruited to neutralize the VX gas threat. The two men and the SEAL team commence their raid on Alcatraz. Meanwhile, the Pentagon prepares a secondary countermeasure to Hummel's VX gas rockets. Ready prototype thermite plasma bombs, capable of incinerating the poison gas, but which will also kill any person left on the island. FBI Director James Womack,
Yep.
John Spencer, and his West Coast subordinate Ernest Paxton, William Forsyth, direct the SEAL incursion via helmet monitors. Soon after getting onto the island, the SEALs are discovered by the rogue Marines and trapped in the shower room. During a tense exchange between Hummel and Anderson and the SEALs commander, the SEALs are startled and open fire on the Marines. Surrounded, weakly positioned on lower ground without cover, and with the United States Marine Corps being superior and strong, the SEALs are quickly killed despite Hummel's pleas for his men to stop firing, leaving only Goodspeed and Mason alive. Paxton demands they abort the mission, believing there is no way for Mason and Goodspeed to succeed on their own. Womack
Showed him.
Womack then reveals Mason's history as a former British. Is it pronounced SAS or SAS?
SAS.
Yeah,
SAS.
SAS agent.
Okay. SAS officer
Whatever.
who had been ordered by his government to
British.
steal J. Edgar Hoover's secret
British
files
Service.
covering nearly every U.S. state secret from the alien landings to Roswell to JFK to the
So you wanna know
JFK
who killed
assassination.
JFK?
Do what?
At the end, you want to know
Oh.
who killed JFK?
Yeah, you want to know who killed
I do.
JFK? Yeah,
It was the
tell
FBI.
us.
Don't go to black. Tell me. Sorry.
Captured at the Canadian border 30 years later, he has been held secretly and without trial ever since for refusing to reveal the hidden location of the files. Womack hopes Mason's anger and training will be enough to see the mission through. Mason and Goodspeed repeatedly battle small groups of Marines, every time retreating due to the Marines being superior strong. And as the night wears on, they manage to remove the guidance chips from 13 of the 15 missiles. Until finally they are captured close to dawn and left unguarded in holding cells. Mason frees them both with only an hour and 2 missiles remaining. Meanwhile, the thermite plasma weapons are readied and armed F-8s begin to approach Alcatraz, ready to blanket the island, destroying the chemical weapons and killing the hostages. The deadline passes and the Pentagon calls Hummel and asks for another hour to transfer the money. Consequently, the Marines fire on the 2 remaining rockets at the football game. But Hummel redirects the missile at the last minute to detonate harmlessly at sea, having balked at launching against civilian targets. Hummel reveals the nerve gas threat to be a bluff. The Marines who loyally served under Hummel agree to end the standoff, but the Marines, now led by Capt. Fry, who was hired only for this mission, decides to fire the remaining missile, and a short gun battle ensues, in which Hummel and his loyalists are killed, with Goodspeed and Mason looking on. They soon rescue Hummel, and with his dying breath, Hummel tells Goodspeed the location of the last rocket. While Mason battles the treacherous Marines, Goodspeed rushes to locate and disarm the last rocket. After extracting VX from the rocket, Goodspeed is attacked by Fry. Outmatched, Goodspeed uses a VX pearl that fell loose to kill Fry by forcing it into his mouth, thus causing him to die horrifically, as well as exposing Goodspeed to the toxin at a lower concentration. Goodspeed then forcefully injects an antidote, atropine, to save himself.
I
Weakened,
couldn't
he...
do it. Somebody'd have to do it to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to put that fucking needle in my
Well,
chest,
either
man.
way, you're gonna die.
Yeah, well, I'm just like I might be able to do it in that
That's what
situation.
I'm saying. Either way, you're gonna die. So
Yeah, like I'm like thinking like
in that situation, I could do it because either way, I'm
yeah,
gonna die.
yeah. I agree. I guess in that
Would I rather my
Situation.
heart stop in a second, or would I rather deal the pain of the
yeah.
melting my skin off?
Mhm.
That's what I understand that though about the gas. So this gas can melt your skin off, but injecting that into your heart will prevent that? Doesn't make any sense.
There's that I don't know if you noticed, but this is a Michael Bay movie, and
Not
You're
a
not
lot of
wrong.
sense has to be made here.
I know, it's just one thing that always bothered me
said
about
it
this
so
movie.
casually too. I thought she was about to go in this whole speech. She said,
I knew where she was
I don't
going
know
with
if
it.
You've noticed,
Yeah,
but-
it's just something that really bothers me because I'm like,
No, I don't disagree. The thing that really bothered me the most was the more bombs that he disarmed, the less careful they were.
oh for sure. He straight took that one, was like,
The
and then
first
put
one,
it down in
the
a
first
fucking
one,
bin
he's
or
like,
something.
"Don't move them," and then by the last one, he's like putting them in the gutter.
Yeah.
Are we not supposed to jiggle them, or
Can we jiggle them?
I don't.
And I'm just gonna
and
put
then
it out
and
there.
then he's putting the one in his pocket like it's no.
Yeah,
big
and then he's
deal.
fighting
And
that
then he's
dude.
fighting
Yeah,
it
he's like,
it's
parkour
no
everywhere.
problem.
Like, yeah, like that shit ain't gonna burst in your.
So they're not fragile, or they are. I'm so confused.
Well, at the beginning, whenever that one rolled and hit the wall and it just broke so easily, you're like, okay, they're probably fragile. But by the end of it, they're like, no, you can throw these fuckers at the wall.
So I'm assuming that, like, at the beginning, when they're in storage, they were like jelly, but when you get them out in the world, in the air, maybe they
They're
harden.
more liquid, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean,
No,
I'm
that's
sure
what-
that's
that's-
not
yeah.
the way it is.
She said,
but
"No, I'm just
That's what it
kidding."
was. They were frozen. I don't know. All I know is they look like a string of anal beads, like some really fancy, pretty anal beads.
Yeah,
That's a-
I'm
Guys.
gonna go with maybe, in some strange way, maybe the storage made them less or more fragile. I don't know, but that doesn't even make sense, really. I just know that every time he disabled one, the next one was less fragile somehow. Like, and by the end, he was just manhandling them.
Yeah. Until he stuck one in that dude's mouth and punched him.
Well, put it in his pocket first.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even bother with the fight. I'd just stick it in his face and then stick me. Like, I'd be done at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
there'd be
even.
no
I don't
way.
know why he. Yeah, why wouldn't he just throw that on the ground like fucker?
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
Like a magic trick, like a
Yeah.
smoke ball. Bye.
Yeah, and then just put that
Where
thing
did
in
I
his chest.
go?
Another thing, well, like, was he not concerned with anybody else that might be in the vicinity of that thing?
Obviously not.
Because like Mason could have been near, or how
Well, I think
close?
that's why he put it in his mouth rather than on the ground. I guess because contained. I guess I don't know.
He opened his mouth though. It's not contained no more.
Yeah, he spit it all over the
Yeah.
place.
I don't know.
It's a
maybe-
Michael Bay movie.
She's like, I'm not
Yeah, it's a Michael Bay movie.
Exactly, it's a
guys.
Michael Bay movie. I don't know.
Yeah, they did say it was like a couple blocks worth of a radius for the.
That's
one
what I
ball.
thought. They said it was like an 8-block radius or something.
Isn't like
Yeah.
fucking
Maybe it
Alcatraz
depends
maybe
on-
like 2 or like 4 blocks.
It's a big. I mean, it's a big island, but still, how close was he to all the prisoners and shit? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I don't know. All
were
I
on the
know
other
is
I know
like,
it's all about the aesthetic of the movie, and it's an act. It's a Michael Bay movie. I just kind of wonder.
I just think that they should follow their own rules. Is all I'm
yeah, I
saying.
agree.
Because
Yeah.
like usually they do to. I mean,
To an extent.
to an extent, and usually to a
degree.
a degree that you can go.
Okay.
I'll let it
Yeah.
go."
Low slide.
This one though, like I'm just going.
It's one of them situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like okay, you're gonna put him in the gutter.
and
What are
you don't even
doing?
go back for them.
Yeah, and he just.
And then there was an explosion there near him.
Yeah.
After all that, you're telling me
but the
nothing.
explosion was supposed to neutralize.
Yeah, it's supposed to burn it.
Oh, it burns it up.
Yeah, that was the
Burns it up.
neutralizing agent that
Oh, okay.
they exploded. So I can understand that
Okay.
one. But like, he didn't like he was kind of gentle about it. But there's literally you can't hold all of those because they're on a string. Like you can't hold all of those
Who puts a
balls
chemical like that
at
on
the
a
same
string?
time.
I don't understand the way. I mean, I know it's to make them look cool, but I don't understand it either because I'm like, so you got like 5 or 6 of these like beads, like anal beads in there, and
Each
like they're all
row.
just in there ringing off of each other. Ching. You're telling me there's no like that's like putting a bunch of eggs together and hoping that they don't like hit each other and crack.
Yeah.
You know, like the
I
way that they were packaged made no sense to me.
Well, I think when they're inside of the bomb, it's like eggs in a carton.
No, it ain't.
No,
No, because it's all
they
metal.
were jiggly the whole time.
They're all jiggly.
Even inside the bomb.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because whenever he's pulling them out, it's like ching, 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 ching. I'm like,
Well, yeah, when he's pulling them out, but like when they're inside the bomb, because you don't know how the inside. Because like when they were flying,
I'm talking about when as he's pulling them out, like
Yeah.
you could because it's
They're
not.
still dangling.
you're
They're
still
not- there's
dangling in
nothing-
there.
Right, but what about inside of there? There might be some kind of I don't know. Fuck, I don't know anything about how the interior of
The
a
only
bomb
way
is,
that would
but
happen.
let's say styrofoam or something to hold
like
them.
the inside of someone's butthole.
Y-
The-
Sure,
the
yeah,
only-
let's go with that.
the
There's
only
an
way-
anus in there that holds them
the only
where they're supposed
But
to
by
be.
the end of it, he was like pulling that
The
shit out of
only
there like
way-
he's starting a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Hey, the only way that
Maybe
they
he's
would
getting
not
the
be
hang of
moving
it
around
quick.
in that situation though, Karen, there'd literally be no space between the ball and the like metal bars that you're talking about. inside
Yeah,
the
exactly.
rocket.
They just I feel
where
like they're
they-
just in
Well,
there
not
rattling around.
bars. Like, okay,
but
so
that's what's holding the cylinder pieces.
Because the
in
cylinder,
ball.
the thing that they were
It was
in
just like
was
little
like
metal rails.
there was just like metal rails. There was nothing protecting them at
and
all.
if that was that tight, you would not be able to pull them out that easily.
I'm not saying it makes sense. All
No,
I'm
it doesn't
saying
make
is
any fucking
no.
sense.
All I'm saying is
the way
that
they're made doesn't even make any
So,
sense.
I mean,
You
them
think it would just
rattling
be like
around
a
in there,
vial
just
of
like-
this chemical or something that was protected.
But see, these things are so high tech that how do we know?
Yeah, they're just
That-
like little beads.
Well,
Like
how do we not know that the clear part of that bomb wasn't like a jelly?
They were jelly. If you looked inside the little balls when you bursted it open.
No,
it was
like where
jelly
the
in it.
metal bars
talking about
were.
balls and bursting open and
No,
stuff.
like I'm talking about like where the bars were. There's like that clear part where you could see the balls, right? So how do we know that that wasn't like a jelly that held them in place?
Karen, your hands are not doing you justice right now.
Just telling you,
like a jelly to
Mhm,
hold
like
them
a
in
jelly,
place.
hold them in place.
Hold them in place.
I mean, we're already talking about anal beads and pulling them out like a lawnmower. Let's go.
I think we
let's go
spent
with it.
enough time on the anal beads. Let's move on. I just,
We-
I'm really just trying to figure it out. Is where I'm
I am-
at.
I'm
just trying
like-
to figure out
I
this
don't-
damn bomb.
I think Michael Bay's the only one that could explain it for us.
I
And
don't
even then,
think he
he's gonna
could.
have some bullshit answer.
I don't think he could.
I don't think he could either.
Weekend.
I want him to try. Though.
He's just gonna be like, they just look cool.
I want him to try. I welcome it.
I was with my girlfriend that weekend, and I thought, wow,
Green
this
Those
would look
look-
really cool.
Those
as a
look
chem-
beautiful
those
coming
look
out of her ass. So
beautiful.
let's see what they look like in a bomb. He brought him in. that
Chemical
Monday
warfare,
after-
baby.
He washed him off, brought him in that Monday, and goes, "This is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing.
What's that brown
Are
stain?
those what I think they are?"
What's that brown stain?
No, you washed them first.
The cinematographer's like, God damn it. This
this
again, Michael?
He laid it down in front of the guy that had to build.
Why are you
this
bringing
thing.
fucking anal beads in here,
Ah,
Mike?
damn it!
Need my gloves again. All right.
Fucking, I need the hazmat suit.
Chemical warfare's right.
Weekend, he desperately scrambles to open ground to signal the command center to abort their airstrike, which would needlessly kill many
Green
hostages.
smoke, green
In a
smoke.
heroic action, Godspeed runs out into the open and lights up the green flares to stop the bombing. However, the abort command is received too late by the pilots, and one accidentally drops the first of its thermite plasma payload onto the island. Fortunately, the bomb misses the hostages' cell block and only throws Godspeed into the Godspeed. Goodspeed in the
Don't worry,
water,
Sean Connery said the same thing.
where he is promptly rescued by Mason. When the FBI arrives to secure Alcatraz, Goodspeed informs them that escaping Mason was actually vaporized, hence releasing him to freedom and anonymity.
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 Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Is
That's
that
it.
supposed
That's
to be
it.
an
And
animal?
then-
Anonymity.
And
Yeah.
his estranged
Humana,
daughter.
humana.
Before his departure,
No,
however,
no.
Mason tells Goodspeed the location of a secret microfilm he'd stolen, and the movie ends with Goodspeed and his pregnant bride Carla recovering the microfilm, along with half a century of state secrets. Goodspeed also asks Carla if she wants to find out who killed JFK.
Every time
The
somebody
end.
says microfilm, I always think of Loaded Weapon when he says microfilm.
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 Oh boy, this movie.
That sounds bad.
It does sound bad.
Microfilm?
Microfilm.
Anyway,
Littlest girls.
so I just have
Right,
one
same.
question. Why didn't
Just
they
one?
just pay? Yeah, right. Why didn't they just pay the money?
Right,
You know, honestly,
It's
It's not
$100 million is not a much. Is not
and
much.
it's already in this like black account that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
And
that's paid for by paying or giving weapons away to terrorists.
illegal weapons. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're illegal.
Hummel was
weapon.
not necessarily the bad guy in this movie.
Not at all.
No.
No.
What the way he went about it,
Well, yeah,
probably-
threatening
He
lives
didn't
of
even kill
innocents.
anybody.
right? And well, okay,
Hasty, yeah.
they didn't know that he wouldn't kill innocent people.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. The way he went about it is the part that is hard to swallow. But he's not wrong and he's not the bad guy.
Right.
That's the part that's also hard to swallow. So that's another problem that I have with this movie is that it's really hard to even
have a bad guy.
Yeah, you can't really like want either side to win, because you can't really go for Hummel because you don't want the innocent people to die, because you're not sure if he's going to do it or not, right?
Right.
I just want
Mhm.
Hummel to get
Not
paid.
until the end. Yeah, you want them to pay.
Oh, for
You
sure.
just want them to pay.
Yeah, like why don't you just pay the $100 million? Like it's not that much.
The money that you're paying is going to the right place.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pay them the fucking money and just roll on.
That's why. That's
They
the only
deserve
thing I
it.
didn't. That's the main thing I didn't understand about this movie. Like, why are they putting so much effort into this?
They probably spent more on them rockets.
Yeah, them rockets, those fighter jets,
Oh, definitely.
all the men they lost in the process, the entire planning
well,
process.
we've already established that they don't care about the men that they lose.
Well, that and also they literally pulled out a 30-year convict, one who's supposed to be essentially not
Yeah,
exist.
That's the part that
Like,
doesn't
I'm
make
like,
any sense.
why?
They kept talking about how he was a liability.
Yeah,
If he's such a huge fucking liability, leave him to rot and pay them fucking
pay
money.
the money. Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Without that, you wouldn't have a movie. But still,
agreed. But
don't put that in there. Like,
this is a hard movie to wrap your mind around, because the whole plot, you can't really root
yeah,
any which way. Like,
'Cause-
you're rooting for people.
yeah.
Like, you're rooting for Nick Cage because you like his character, and you're rooting for Sean Connery because you like his character, and you like William Forsythe, you like Michael Biehn, you like Hummel. So where do you go here?
Right, because I mean, none of them are exactly in the right, except for maybe Mason. Well,
Mason
Sean
and
Connery,
Goodspeed are probably the
yeah.
only clear ones in this.
exactly, and well, I guess you can't say much about the team that goes in too, because they were just doing their job.
Correct.
But like in like the case of like, why wouldn't the government just pay the money, or why would Hummel go about it this way? Or I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to bluff them, and they called him
The
on
only
the
way,
bluff. But
the
still,
only way that this movie, though, you know how they could make this movie justice? They could do this movie justice, is if they had a sequel where like Mason and Goodspeed like teamed up and went after the government to expose this shit.
maybe, yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
You know, I kind of thought what would be cool is like a prequel to the movie about Mason, like
Yeah.
30 years in the past, and how
Yeah.
he got caught in Canada,
Mhm.
or essentially what he was doing in order, like all the espionage shit he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that like a prequel with like, well, not with Sean Connery, obviously, but
Yeah.
Someone who
with his
played
character
yeah.
that could play him like that, like would be pretty cool. But
Yeah.
the only way
Be
something
a
like
good
that ever
action movie.
happens is if a movie is like a seriously like a cult favorite that people are like obsessed over.
Right. Right.
You
And
know,
this
like in
movie
the
just
in the
isn't
case
it.
of like Solo, like Han Solo or something like
Yeah.
that.
This movie just isn't it. It's too hard to root any which way. So it's, I don't know. It's just.
I just thought like a prequel movie with like Sean Connery's character would be pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
like-
I don't disagree.
And that government guy like chasing him down and trying to catch him and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something pretty interesting. Or even a fucking
Or even
series.
if you did it, or even if you did it like The Fugitive, where like William Forsythe is the one chasing him because he's kind of a good guy too, right? And he's like, hey, I'm just trying to get you because you're gonna get hurt. This is gonna go badly. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like that
yeah.
would have been kind of cool too. But yeah, I don't know. It's
Get a hold of us, Hollywood. We'll give you some ideas.
yeah, we got some good ones.
We got some good ideas for some fresh fucking stories, unlike the bullshit you guys keep churning out.
I did like that Mason, his character seemed to really enjoy putting people in positions where they always had to rely on him and then be like, is he going to come back? Like that one scene with the
Yeah.
furnace where he had to go through the furnace and then they're like, is he going to come back for us? Like he really did that, like I think at least 3 times that I could count, and that's the biggest one I can think of. But he really enjoyed doing that to people,
Yeah, he
like,
did.
because they're always like, "Is he gonna come back?"
No, we're kind of stuck here without him.
And that part where he wrapped that rope around that dude's arm and threw him over the banister, I'm like,
Mm.
dude, that had to fucking hurt.
Dude, it wasn't
No
even
shit.
like a thick rope.
It was
a
like a thin fucking
shoestring.
string.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't even know how it was
Oh.
even strong enough
You
to
know
hold
that
his
ripped
heavy
his
ass.
fucking arm.
Oh,
right
yeah,
out of
you
the
know it
socket.
fucked
I'm
his
surprised
shit
it
all
didn't
up.
cut his damn hand off.
Yeah, like with all like cutting off the circulation
tight
and
of,
everything.
That tight of a that's thin of a fucking rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the guy didn't exactly not deserve.
No,
No, I
Like,
agree.
He's
Yeah.
a dick.
Yeah, he was a dick. So
Yeah.
he was all right until he got around Mason. You're like, all right, this guy's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
So
Unless you found out the backstory on him, you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that dude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My favorite Nick Cage part in this movie, we were talking about it earlier. My favorite part, where I really saw him come out, was when they were walking through, and Mason kept going on about the history of Alcatraz, and Goodspeed's just listening, and then finally he just kind of like, he's
Snaps.
done. He's done listening, and he goes, you know what? When we're done here, we can go through the gift shop. We'll do the tour and everything. But you know what? Right now, I just really want to go find some rockets. That was the part that I was like, there he is.
he's got a couple moments like that in this movie. So it's funny because like he's like a putrid little fucking whiny crybaby
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
until it comes to his job.
Mm-hmm.
And that drives me nuts because he's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm afraid. I don't know if I can do this. And then, but once you get him around like his job, his chemical stuff, he's like, you need to shut up and listen and blah, blah. Hold on, bitch. Like if it wasn't for these guys, you wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be doing your fucking job. You wouldn't have made it this far.
It takes a mutual amount of respect. Like you have to respect them for
Well,
what
then
they're
like
doing.
even Mason's like looking at him like kind
I'ma
of like,
fuck you up.
yeah, like, well, no, he's looking at him like, all right, dude, chill. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm listening, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to understand there's a lot. I mean, especially for that first bomb, which apparently was very fragile. That's a lot of pressure.
That was the most fragile one. That's why.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that one was.
They had levels of fragility.
They did.
Fragility?
We talked
Yeah.
about because
Fragility.
It
Yeah,
depended on how long
fragility.
they'd been out of the freezer. We
Yeah.
figured that out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And who's
Warm-
around it? If
The warmer they are, the
yeah,
better,
if Sean
less
Connery's
fragile
near
they
them,
are.
then they're super fragile because
Yeah.
Sean Connery makes things
He puts
fragile.
off heat.
Yeah, he
That
puts
must
off.
be-
Yeah, he
he
puts
melts
off.
'em.
It's that sexy factor.
Yep, must have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah, that's
We
what
figured it out. We cracked it.
Yeah, that's it. It was Sean Connery.
That's all.
Mom,
I can't believe it took us that long.
Mom knew.
Mom knew.
Mom knew.
God.
Yeah, my mom knew too. Apparently.
I don't know about you guys, but and this is probably stupid, but one scene that it kind of took me out of it, if I'm being honest. Okay, so they did a really good job. Actually, two scenes, but they did a really good job at like creating Alcatraz for me, like making this, decrepit jail scenes and stuff like that. But two scenes that I was like, I'm not getting jail. I'm not getting Alcatraz from this. One was the morgue scene with like those glass cubes behind them. It didn't look like a jail morgue to me.
Glass cubes.
Yeah, like when they first get out of the sewer, it's right before he gets to the first bomb, and they have that first shootout scene between Mason and Goodspeed and all that. And they first get out of the sewer.
I don't remember. I know. I'm sure if I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But
Yeah, so they get out and they're in the morgue, and they walk into the morgue, and it almost looks like a morgue in a hospital. It's got like glass cubes behind them.
I'm sure a lot of these were built sets. You know.
I'm sure they were, but it's like it's a jail morgue.
Are you talking about like glass cubes, as in like the glass cubes that's in mom's? Or
Yeah, mom and dad's bathroom. Yeah,
So it's like the glass cubes that's.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
know what
you
you're
know what I'm talking
yeah,
about. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like that set.
Okay.
I thought that didn't look like a jail morgue.
I'm gonna tell you my least favorite of the sets in this, and it's not that it looks bad or anything. It was like what you said. It doesn't fit. Was the mine area.
That was my second one.
So
that was
doesn't
my
make any
second
sense to me. Like, what's with this mining area?
I thought like, okay, George Lucas is gonna sue somebody. Like that's Legend or Temple
Yeah,
of Doom.
Temple of
Like,
Doom,
What are you
yeah.
doing? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't understand. It didn't fit. It didn't have any
Didn't make any
bearing on the rest
sense,
of
yeah.
the movie.
The only thing
It's like they just used it for
It's like
filler.
well, I kind of feel like they were like, well, we need to do another shootout, but we want to let's do something different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
they
like-
tried to say it was like because it was a Civil War fort, but that still doesn't make up for the fact of it looking like a mine.
Yeah.
Say it was a Civil War fort.
That's what they tried to say. If you remember them talking about the
Yeah, I
history
don't understand why it would
of
still look
Alcatraz.
like a mine though.
Yeah,
they
it
were
does-
talking
it
about the
looked like a
history of
mine.
Alcatraz, and they were talking about it being a Civil War fort.
It still looked like a mine.
Was
when I did it.
Alcatraz ever a Civil War fort?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
if-
I don't know either. Honestly, I should know that.
That's something like because I'm like, how would that make any sense? Why would they put a fort out on a fucking island, a small island
Yeah, especially during the Civil War.
during the Civil War? Like I don't
Yeah.
understand.
It's gonna take a minute to get out there.
Not only
In the
that, but
Civil
like
War.
it's a fort. Like what exactly are you fortifying? Like why?
I don't
what's
know.
what's the point? They're not going to invade that little tiny island. They're going to sail right past it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
makes no sense. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know either. That now that you mention that, I didn't even think about that twice. But
I mean, maybe they could. I don't know because there was no way of communication back
So it was a crucial to defense during American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, having some 111 cannons encircling the island at peak,
then.
and was
Oh,
also
see, now that
used
makes
as
sense.
as a war cannon.
They have
Okay.
they had cannons on it
okay.
to bomb incoming. Okay.
Okay, so then the mine area does kind of make sense for the fort because that's where they would probably be loading
Yeah.
those cannons.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So
And
the
it-
carts where
Yeah,
he was
they're
like
gonna move a
hiding,
cannon.
those would be those would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It took me out of it because it didn't really
Give off prison vibes.
well, and it didn't really make much sense for the rest of the movie. Why were they down there? What was I
Yeah.
don't
Why were
know.
they down? I know that they were. Well, they're probably connected to the sewers and things like that, and they probably just kind of came across it, trying to get back through. I guess.
I guess
I'll give it some levity in the realm of, like you said, this is a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, we'll go with
This
it.
is a Michael Bay movie.
I'm
I
still
love
gonna
that
say
that's
I
just
didn't
an
like the morgue scene.
excuse.
I didn't like the set. The set took me out of it. It did not look like a jail morgue to me at all. Those glass blocks with the light behind them. I'm like, are we in a hospital?
It was updated.
Didn't look good at all. I didn't understand it. I don't get it.
Why
That's
is your
the
house?
neighbor.
Why is your house growling?
He's taking the
Oh,
trash.
his neighbor's taking.
Why is your house growling?
It's the neighbor. He's taking his trash to the curb, I think.
Wow.
I was kind of freaking out. Dude, like, what the fuck is that?
And this kind of, I don't know. Maybe I didn't pay as much attention as I probably should have, but that shootout scene with all the bad guys at the end, or the bad guys, like when Hummel and all of his dudes finally have their blowout there at the end, and they all shoot each other, right? And then it seemed like there was only like 3 left. Like they all shot each other, and then like everybody died, but like 3 of them. And then by the time like everything starts happening, there's like 7 of them. Where'd they come from?
Yeah, it's kind of those 2 guys. I'm like, where the fuck have they been this whole time?
Right? I was
Like-
like, that got pretty epic for like
They're the
everybody dying but
extras.
2 of them, and
Like,
then
oh
like
shit, they took a nap and like they woke up and oh shit, that's right, we're in the middle of like
Yeah,
this thing
they were
going
the
on.
extras. They were enjoying their newfound food.
I guess they all shot
They got
each
their
other.
They're
extra
like, oh
peanut.
man, I got a job.
They got their hot dogs too.
They all shot each other, and then I was like, where'd these guys come from? I remember
Yeah,
the 2.
I thought
like,
that was just
I
the
remember-
guy left now.
I remember like Tony Todd, and then that other
Mhm.
guy that fought Nicolas Cage and got the thing in the mouth. Those were the 2 that I remembered surviving.
They were staying back to see who won in the
and
fight.
Hummel. Those 3 walked away. Everybody else down.
Like I said, they stayed out of it. They just wanted to see who was going to win the fight
I
and then
guess.
join them.
And then all of a sudden, it's epic gunfire between like 30 people, and I'm like, where are you guys coming
Yeah,
from?
like, hello.
Michael
Nice to
fucking
meet
Bay.
you.
Good lord.
Anyway, anything else?
That's
you guys wanna-
all I got.
Eh.
That's last of
Yeah.
I don't think we can get any farther than this. I will say though, Nicolas Cage had a hot ass girlfriend.
it. He always
Yeah.
does.
I don't get it. He's got some wild ass eyebrows, but he gets the ladies.
I'm not really sure. I think it's the magnetism. It doesn't do it for me, but
It's the crazy eyes.
It's the charisma that he carries with him
Must be.
everywhere.
Yeah,
He's,
that-
he's got that confidence.
it must be.
No, it's
Maybe it's something you have to meet
I could
him.
eat a peach all day.
Maybe it's something you have to meet him for.
it's the face-off crazy
And-
eyes. That's what
I heard
it
he
is.
smells like leather.
I bet he
He
does.
looks like somebody.
He does look
He-
like he
and I-
smells like
somebody
that.
told me that. I'm like, he looks like somebody who would smell like leather.
Yeah,
I
remember how
believe
we
you.
talked about like what people smell like based on what they look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like he'd smell like leather.
Was it you or somebody? Somebody told me once that they sat next to
Cyndi Lauper?
Cindy Lauper.
Smell like BO.
Smelled like BO.
Yeah, she looks like she would.
That's why I was like, yeah, that makes sense. She
Yeah.
kind of looks like that.
There was a bunch of people we talked about and what we thought they smelled like.
Like Madonna.
Oh
she,
yeah, we
she
did
looks
have a
like she probably
conversation
smells like.
that.
You remember that old perfume?
No,
Yeah.
let's talk about
Grandma
the
Fanny
ages
used to
of
wear it all
Madonna.
the time.
Okay, like
the ages of
80s,
Madonna. Which
80s Madonna probably smelled like
BO.
no,
You
I
don't
don't
think?
think so. Mm-mm,
No?
mm-mm. No, I think she smelled like perfume, some kind of perfume, but not like a bad perfume.
cigarettes.
Cigarettes and perfume.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
all
go
right.
with that.
That's the smell I get from the '80s anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cigarettes
So-
and perfume. 90s. Mm.
Oh, I gotta look this stuff up.
I'm gonna go early 2000s. Vanilla Fields. Remember that fucking
yes.
that nasty
Yes.
fucking. I hate that perfume. It smells so
Mhm.
bad.
Mhm.
But like
Now I bet she smells like mothballs. and-
mothballs. Well, no, because I bet she smells like plastic.
Yeah.
A lot of plastic, like burnt plastic. Maybe mothballs. I could see mothballs too.
Mothballs and burnt
She looks so
plastic.
fucking bad now. So bad.
She should have just let
I
herself
don't really
age,
know what she would
'cause
smell like.
She looked good. She looked good
she
for
was
the
so
longest time.
beautiful in the 80s. And
Even
90s.
now, even like
You'd
whenever.
think she'd still like smell good in the 90s though. She
She
looks
was
like she
beautiful.
smelled
Oh, she was
good.
gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And then she was gorgeous all the way up until like the mid 2000s and all that. She was
She
gorgeous.
was taking care of
Even in her
herself.
50s, she looked good. But then she like, I don't know what happened.
She fell into that whole.
I'm gonna get a
bullshit.
bunch of injections in my face. Like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? Anyway, this ain't the Madonna show. Fuck
Mhm.
her. I do love her music though.
This-
I'll give her that.
I do.
What
I do like
happened?
her music.
Yeah, that was her back in like 2007 and shit.
Well,
Like
that was her aging.
2004.
That was her aging gracefully.
Yeah, she
looked
Honestly,
good.
She
Yeah,
looked good.
she looked
She
great.
was aging
Okay.
gracefully there.
And
So,
then she like look
if
at her
anybody-
now, like a
yeah.
recent picture.
Yeah, look
of
at a
her.
recent picture.
She looks
of
like a
her. Woof.
fucking alien.
This
Yeah.
ain't her, is it?
Yeah, that's
She looks
her,
like a
that's
Cabbage
it.
Patch Kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's her
she looks
now.
gross. That's all.
She
them,
does look like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah, that's all them damn
What?
injections and shit she's getting
Yeah.
in her face.
So if you're
all
listening
the
to anybody
plastic
in
she's put in her
Hollywood, don't
face.
do
Mhm.
plastic surgery. It's
Just
bad.
age gracefully. Let it happen.
Like Meg Ryan looks bad
Oh,
because of it.
yeah.
What's her face is starting to look bad because of it. Sandra Bullock, she's starting to look bad. Even Jennifer Aniston's starting to look bad. Stop.
I mean, Mickey Rourke, he hates. The
Oh,
fact that
Mickey
he did
Rourke,
it.
they fucked him up.
Well, he originally it was because he fucked his face up boxing.
Well, yeah.
That was the original reason. Now he's like addicted or something, and he looks like his face is fucking melting.
Yeah,
What's she?
He looks like
filming
he's
in?
wearing a fucking Halloween mask.
What is she
Mhm.
playing?
she was in Friends. She's been in a bunch
Yeah.
of shit.
The-
She still don't look that bad though. She looks pretty good. Jennifer Aniston.
oh yeah. I mean, I've
What about
not.
that one girl that's in the Christmas Chronicles?
Oh,
Mrs.
Goldie
Oh,
Hawn.
Goldie Hawn. Yeah, she's
To
looking
me,
pretty.
she gets a pass. She's been doing it since the 80s. That's just
that
who
she's
she
been married
is.
to the same dude since the 80s. So
That's just who she is. That's always been a part of her.
I've never liked Goldie Hawn though.
I love Goldie Hawn.
I don't like her.
Is that what she looked like back in the day?
Yeah, back when she was pretty.
Who?
That's before she started doing it.
Yeah,
She
Mm,
ain't
Goldie
that
Hawn.
pretty.
that was the 60s. Give her a break, or 70s,
Yeah.
whatever.
I love Goldie Hawn. I
Yeah.
don't care. She can do no wrong. She can do plastic surgery. She's the one person that gets a pass. I don't care.
Her and Michael Jackson get passes.
No, Michael Jackson does not get a pass. His nose fell off.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, she wasn't that bad in the 80s.
yeah. See, she wasn't bad at
She's
all.
gorgeous.
Mm.
Gorgeous woman.
Maybe it was the haircut. I don't like the haircut that she got.
This is 60s, honey.
Yeah, no shit. Anyway, let's get into rating and reviewing this thing.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's rock out this bitch.
All right. Let's start with Madison.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This one's gonna be a tough one.
Especially, yeah. It's an action movie, which
You're not a fan of.
I don't hate them as much as I used to. Dang.
can't
It's
take
like a
all
lot
of
of it gives. I feel like all action movies give off the same vibes. I don't know.
Fuck.
Which this movie wasn't bad. I liked it. I want to go out of my way to watch it, but I did like it. So I give it a 6 out of 5. I'm just kidding.
What?
It's
That's
6
a
out of 10.
fucking.
I was just trying to get you guys' attention.
Yeah,
You're
no,
so
I was
dead
listening.
Quiet.
Well, I was trying to look up the thing. But
Well,
She
usually
went-
you
she
guys
went to
interrupt me
11.
like halfway through my sentence and start talking.
All right, so a 6 out of 10.
Five.
I'm just gonna go around the table. I
That's
think
fine.
for me, this movie brings back a lot. I've been watching this movie for ages. It's a good movie. I like Michael Bay's earlier movies more so than his newer movies. Like I hate the Transformer movies. The first one was cool when they did it, but after that they got terrible. I hated that he tried to do the Ninja Turtles.
I liked those whenever I was a kid. I haven't seen them since the first time I watched them, but I liked them whenever I watched them.
I don't care for him.
They were the,
I
like,
liked it. Yeah, I liked it whenever they brought in Bebop and Rocksteady in the second one. But anyway, I'm not a big Michael Bay fan now, but back in the day, he did good quality action movies. Like he did the second Bad Boys movie, which is fucking awesome. But Nicolas Cage, this is one of, in my opinion, this is one of his 3. You know, they like they said they do
The trifecta.
the trifecta of movies. Like this is one of those 3, and it goes in with Con Air and Face Off, were like just those 3 movies for him.
8 meters.
8mm.
8mm.
That's not
No, that's
included.
not. I don't include that because it's not an action flick.
Oh.
Yeah, this is when you talk about that trifecta. It's that, that mainstream trifecta that everybody thinks is just his best work. It doesn't necessarily reflect your own personal.
It's just his 3
Reflection.
most popular movies that everybody knows of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like for
Like if you talk to somebody and you say Nicolas Cage and they go, "Who's Nicolas Cage?" and you go, "You ever seen Face Off?" and they go, "Oh yeah, I've seen Face Off." Yeah.
Face Off,
Oh.
Con Air, The Rock, they're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So like most actors have, like especially when it comes to action movies, will have that trifecta. Like I think for like Bruce Willis, it would probably be Die Hard and 2 other fucking movies that I can't think of off the top of my
Fifth
head.
Element's his best movie.
But like most, like even Arnold Schwarzenegger has this. He has this same thing. His would be Terminator 2. I think they include Commando, and what was the other one?
Where's Last Action Hero?
No, not Last. It's not Last Action Hero.
know.
I love that movie.
I know, I
love
do
that
too.
People, that movie bombed when it came out.
I know, it's
Yeah.
amazing
I couldn't
though.
believe that. Yeah. But anyway, so I think that I'm going
I didn't
to.
know he was an action star. Just like throughout the movie.
Yeah. and it's got fucking Sylvester Stallone playing the Terminator.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, Sylvester Stallone's the Terminator. He's like, what are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about he's great.
amazing.
He's great in these
amazing.
movies.
He's a great action star.
Oh my
That's
God.
definitely him poking fun at. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Anyway,
a
they
wonderful
they
actor.
did like both of them did it back and forth between.
I,
them.
yeah, I loved it because
Well,
even
you
in
know,
Twins.
Sylvester Stallone had to pose for that. You
Well,
know?
even,
yeah.
yeah. Well, even in Twins, he like goes up and he's like, it was like a Rocky poster, and he's like testing his muscles. He was like, and he just kind of giggles. But anyway, I think for me, I'm gonna give this movie. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's not the best. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's okay. It's okay. It's watchable. It's good. Like we said, if it's on TV, I'll watch it. But it's not the best movie.
Man, I was gonna give it a 6 too, but we can't do 3 6s.
Why the
so-
fuck can't we?
Like,
6
nope,
6 6,
nope,
baby.
We can't. So I'm gonna do something else here. All right.
Oh,
so,
she's gonna go down.
Yeah.
She's going down.
All right. So
Going down.
we
Down,
talked about
baby.
the problems. I'd say for me the biggest problem is the bombs, because it's so integral to the plot, right? Like they made that the center point in talking about how deadly these things
The
were.
anal beads.
Yeah. They talked about how deadly these things were, and they made it such a point to the audience, right? Like they drove that home for us a million times about how deadly these things
And
were.
how delicate they were.
And how delicate they were. One of the first things we see with these things is this dude's face melting off like 5 seconds in. And then progressively, we see them getting less and less careful with them. And to me, that's a huge kind of slap in the face.
It's definitely a misstep.
Yeah, it's kind of a slap in the face to the audience. Like, how stupid do you think I am? Like, I'm not paying attention. The acting, I think, was really good, especially for...
We didn't talk about Sean Connery enough. Because he was pretty great in the movie.
Yeah,
but-
his acting.
He's definitely
was
not phoning
always
it
on
in
par.
like
No.
he did for some other movies.
No, he was pretty great in this movie.
Yeah, I think that the timing between him and Nicolas Cage was spot on. I love
the banter and everything. Yeah.
between the two of them. If it was just them two and maybe a little bit different plot or whatever, this would have been an amazing.
One of my
movie.
favorite lines in the movie was, he's like, what do you say? People who try or lose. People who do go home and fuck the prom queen. And he's like,
Yeah,
he
she
says her
was
name.
the prom
She
queen.
was the prom queen. So he's
Carla.
like,
Carla
was the prom queen.
Yeah. I loved that Ed Harris was the bad guy. I don't see him as a bad guy very often. Bad guy, I say in quotations, but he
'Cause
plays
he-
it so
he
well
really
because
wasn't
he's got a
bad.
lot of heart behind it.
Yeah.
On
he's
top of-
he's definitely gives off that very innocent kind of he could be your dad or grandpa.
I
demeanor.
love that he goes up and he talks to his wife first.
Yeah.
You get to see that moment between him and his wife, and him having that very special moment there.
I don't actually remember that from before, but I noticed it this time, and I'm like, I don't remember him ever doing this, but it makes sense.
So yeah, there's a lot of things that are just terrible about this movie, but there is, in my opinion, the actors really brought their A games to their roles. And that scene with Nicolas Cage where he's on his knees and he's got, the flares.
Yeah.
You can just like see kind of like how hard he's trying to say like, stop, we're good, everything's
Yeah, like
fine.
he wasn't funny, and like he was just sitting there like,
Yeah, like
Instead, he was like, he looked
he
like
had
he was in
every
pain
bit of his soul into
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah.
hey, no, stop, So I think that just because of that alone, just because of the actors alone, and that other scene between Hummel and Michael Biehn, that stand down, right? That was gut wrenching
Oh yeah,
to me.
Yeah.
That was beautifully acted, well done.
Yeah, we love Michael Biehn.
Yeah. So
He should be. He's a national treasure, really.
yeah.
So whenever Nicolas Cage filmed those National Treasure movies, he was just looking for Michael Biehn.
It's true. On the back of that map, they actually, it was actually a picture of him, but they couldn't go with it, so they put it. Anyway,
It's just him smiling.
yeah. But, so despite all of the bullshit plot points and stuff that I think Michael Bay tried to ruin the movie with, because of the actors and their A game and what they've done to try and save the movie, I'm actually going to bring it up and I'm going to go 6.5.
Ooh, damn dog.
Because the actors, they did amazing.
Wrong.
All right,
They did amazing.
6.5. Okay, Eric.
She had to put a 0.5, so it wasn't a 6.
6.5.
I can't go higher than that, though. I really can't.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got to stick with you guys on this one because it's not one of those movies that you would sit there and be like, oh, yeah, this is like a top A. You need to go watch this kind of movie because it's kind of like one of those things where you just sit down and watch when you see it on. It's, I mean, the acting in it, like you guys said, was pretty good. You got a lot of the plot, the plots being all fucked up and shit like that. So, I mean, the only other thing that brings it up for me is it being, kind of nostalgia. I used to watch when I was a kid, growing up, always on TV. Sean Connery nailed it. Nicolas Cage nailed it. All the actors pretty much nailed their scenes. So, yeah, I'm going to kind of go in with it as a 6 myself.
So that gives us a
6.125.
6.125.
Oh yes, that's 6.
6.125. All sixes across the board. That's crazy. Feels right though. All right.
does.
Let's get into our Rotten Tomatoes stuff here.
I'm going with 62.
62.
For
Critics.
I'm going with
70.
For
Critics.
critics. I'm going with 50.
You guys are all like close. It's a 67, so Karen's gonna take it. Yeah.
Karen.
So that's close.
Could've
You guys are
said
good on that
80.
one. Like any one of you could have taken that, like with as close as you were. Critics' consensus is for visceral thrills, it can't be beat, but just don't expect The Rock to engage your brain. That says a lot.
Why?
That's like every Michael Bay movie though.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
Damn, Dwayne Johnson.
right? Like it's not gonna entice your brain. Like
What do you mean?
you could be mindless and watch this bullshit. All right.
I think they're picking at The Rock.
Let's do our audience score. What do you guys got?
I'm going to go with
62.
audience. I think they probably liked it. I'm going to 75.
Fuck you, Karen. I'm going to go 78.
7.
What'd you say, Karen?
75?
Eric's gonna take this. It's 85%.
Ah.
85. 85%.
Okay. Whatever floats their boat.
I'm gonna give you a few Rotten Tomato things here, whatever.
Dislikes.
Yeah. So here's a half a star. Constant songs that repeat every 5 minutes. the acting is subpar and the pacing is just as bad. I don't agree with
Liar.
that. Yeah. Liar.
You're a damn liar.
Okay. Half a star? I'm not sure. This mill vet wasted his time. Oh, this military vet wasted his time on this stupid junk. Okay.
What?
Yeah, his military veteran, I guess.
Maybe they're talking about the ones that help make the film.
Maybe I don't know. I think he was referring to himself.
Oh, maybe.
Star and a half. This movie is so bad. That's all they said. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Maybe he doesn't know English yet. He's still learning.
It's just so bad. Does that mean it's good? Okay, come on now. Where's all the fucking? Here's a 2-star. Oh, never mind. That's too long. That is really long.
He went on a rant.
Yeah, he did. 1 star. Poor writing and very sloppy script. I don't disagree about the script thing, but it's kind of sloppy. But
Dude,
Yeah.
around my nose is
you
so
you can cover up a script with explosions, like Michael Bay has proven time and time again.
Vaseline.
something.
Oh my god, here's a super review. I didn't even know that there's super reviewers on here.
What?
It's called he's a super reviewer. It's a 3-star. I'm gonna read it because it says super reviewer.
Go for it.
Here's a 3-star. The 2 lead characters' impact on the events of the move are pretty.
Move.
Yeah, that's what it says. The movie.
And he's a
it's supposed to
super
say
reviewer?
it's supposed to say movie, but he says move.
I'm not impressed.
Are pretty negligible.
Super means you can
yeah.
spell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everyone and everything in this is laughably stupid. This is not a 3-star review. This is definitely less. Stupid, and you can see here begin to blossom the. You can see here begin to blossom the stereotypes that Michael Bay would go on. You ruin everything he ever touched with. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
well, I get what he's trying to put down, and I don't disagree there, but that's.
But he
totally
couldn't
the
make it
grammar-
sound more
the grammar's-
sexual. You know what I mean?
What is
Like-
he, who's he touching?
Yeah, wait, who's he touching?
Okay, Joe Biden.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a comparison to all of Bay's other films, or maybe it's because it's the only one of his works I saw when I was still single-digit aged.
I thought he was about to say single.
Oh,
Yeah,
but I
so too.
but I do enjoy it. I'm not willing to defend it. Just do rewatch it. Just
Man, did Joe
rewatch it
Biden really
once
write this? 'Cause
a
holy
decade
shit,
or so.
My head's hurting.
Yeah, I think he had a stroke. Maybe
Oh my god,
Again?
he was giving me a stroke.
that's a
Oh
super
my
reviewer.
God.
Yeah, that's a super reviewer. Just goes to show the IQ that you need to be on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm.
Uh,
He's almost a critic. Keep it up, buddy.
He's almost there.
he's super. Here's a 2.5 stars. Oh, so cheesy but fun action romp. See, I'm okay with that. Here's 2 stars. Grade C. Whilst The Rock may have, if it's a grade C, why isn't it a 3-star? That would make more sense to me.
Yeah, it's mid grade.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. The Rock may have some good action scenes and some not so good ones. And an excellent score. It suffers with story, characters, logic, and just about everything else. A Michael Bay movie. The acting is passable, but unless you find yourself enjoying nonstop, no stakes action, then I'd recommend skipping this one. But that's what action movies are. I'll give you guys one more, and then we'll put this one to bed. Here's a 1 star. One of Michael Bay's better films, which doesn't mean it's good.
Okay, that's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, yeah.
One of Michael Bay's better films, but it doesn't mean it's good. Makes sense. We'll end on that note.
Good one,
I don't
Dan.
know.
Oh,
Armageddon's kind of fun.
Armageddon was great. I loved Armageddon.
It was a lot better than I remember. When we pulled it, I was like, "Ugh, Armageddon,
I was kind of excited for it, but I
and then like
I
we
wasn't ready
watched
for
it,
the
and I was
length.
like, that's amazing.
I can't believe they actually got Ben Affleck to act that well. Poor guy.
Yeah, there was a time I actually liked Ben
I
Affleck.
do. I still like Ben Affleck. I can't say nothing.
Yeah.
I just don't like that he married J-Lo.
I do. I love that for him because
Really?
he's one lucky dude.
I like her.
Look at that ass.
Yeah,
Ah,
I
damn.
don't like
J Lo,
her.
dude. It's J Lo.
She's gorgeous. I'm
She's
not
one of my
denying that.
one of my crushes, dude.
You put her
Well, I
and
don't deny
Shakira
that.
on the
She's
fucking
gorgeous.
stage. Oh my god.
I think you'd walk out. I think everybody would be walking out of that stadium with their feet stuck to the ground.
Yeah,
It'd be one sticky arena.
Oh, man.
Ugh.
Shakira was always my like. Still is.
The way she moves, like.
Oh.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, we're daydreaming now.
Oh, I'm drooling a little bit. Oh.
Man.
You guys okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Sweet Ass Trivia with Karen.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, according to director Michael Bay, the script was written much more straight and serious than the
Shakira
final
was
film.
hot in the 80s.
The 80s.
Wasn't she
She's
like
still hot
9?
now.
Say, she was like 9 in the 80s.
She
She's
just
like,
did. She didn't. She just
I
do
don't
like
know
the
who that
Super
is,
Bowl
then.
thing like 2 years
Let me
ago.
see it.
Nah, some random person.
Oh, that is Shakira.
Yeah.
That's in the 80s?
I looked
There ain't
up
no way. I bet
80s.
that's the 90s. That's
Yeah,
gotta be
it's
the
probably
90s.
I
90s.
said 80s and that's what popped up, okay?
Google's wrong.
Either way, she's
Probably because
hot.
she was born in the 80s.
Look,
She's
Shakira,
our age,
yeah.
maybe a little bit older, but she's
Yeah,
still.
I think
well,
She's older than
I don't know.
that.
She's a lot older than us, isn't she?
Yeah.
I'll look
Because
it
I
up.
think she came out when I was like in middle school. So
Oh.
yeah, I guess she is pretty.
Yeah, she's probably
I
close
bet
to
she's
50.
close
maybe?
to 50, I bet.
Like
Yeah.
later 90s when I started seeing her.
Yeah. So that might
She's
be her. in the
46.
80s. 46. So she's 10.
She
About
was
almost
born
10 years
in
older than me.
77.
Okay. So that might be her in the 80s then.
Maybe.
Late,
She was probably
late
about
80s.
my age in that photo.
She was way hotter, like in. Or she came out in like
Yeah.
98, 99.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Hips Don't Lie. Wasn't that the
Oh
song?
my
Yeah.
god.
No, it was like, yeah, and she was talking about how, like, yeah.
I'm also not, you know, my hips don't lie. I'm starting
Yeah.
to feel just right.
That's
Yeah.
the song.
Yeah, she was hot.
She
Her and Nelly
still
Furtado
is.
were my
Yeah,
crushes
She
back
still
then.
is.
Oh, yeah, I remember her.
90s.
Oh my god.
I'm
Even
thinking,
in them
I'm thinking when
shitty
she had the
jeans.
blonde hair.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's weird seeing her with black hair.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
I think she should go back to her black hair.
Whatever.
Uh.
Anyway.
She's still hot.
According to director Michael Bay, the script was written much more straight and serious than the final film. Most of the humorous moments and lines were improvised during filming. Much of Nicolas Cage's dialogue was ad-libbed, including the Zeus's butthole line, which Michael Bay wanted to cut, but Cage insisted on having. I agree. Leave it.
Yeah.
Sir Sean Connery insisted the
Nothing
producers
Bay
build
would have
a
ruined.
Sir Sean Connery insisted the producers build a cabin for him on Alcatraz as he didn't want to travel from the mainland to the island every day. He got what he asked for.
They built him a fucking
Oh
cabin.
my god.
He's Sir Sean
Who?
Connery, of course.
Well, yeah, he's Sir.
I'm good for him.
Mm.
Good for him. You know, like,
I think they should have just let him sleep in a
yeah,
cell.
like whatever.
Some of the Navy
got a
SEALs.
I say he got a cabin.
You think they blew it up whenever they dropped that bomb?
Might
And
have.
it's so fucking funny.
Some of the Navy SEALs in this movie were played by real Navy SEAls. This is Michael Bay's favorite movie of his own.
Wait, wouldn't
Really?
that make the Navy SEALs extras and wouldn't the extras be eating trail mix?
Correct.
Probably. Yeah.
Mhm.
Which means, again, we don't care about
Or-
our
But then again,
military.
Navy SEALs can live off of MREs, so they can handle some trail mix.
Yeah.
And some hot
They
dogs.
probably thought that was delicious, actually, compared
They
to the
had-
MREs. You ever had an MRE?
You had Robin
They're
Williams.
not
Some
very
of them are
tasty.
okay.
Some of them are okay.
Yeah.
And so then you had
Usually
Robin.
the pastas. The pastas are usually alright. But
Yeah.
anyway.
You also had Robin Williams bringing in homeless people on every set.
Yep. He said
hi-
that a
he
certain
always-
percentage of extras had to
Yeah.
be homeless people.
Yep. On every production he was on.
Quentin Tarantino was an uncredited screenwriter on this movie, along with Jonathan Hensley, who wrote the shooting script, and Aaron Sorkin. Reportedly, Sir Sean Connery accepted the part of Mason after learning that Nicolas Cage had been cast as Goodspeed. The studio wanted this movie shot in Los Angeles with only a handful of exteriors of Alcatraz and San Francisco to complete the illusion. But director Michael Bay refused, telling them, "I gotta shoot on this island because this island is so fucking bitchin'." It was Nicolas Cage's idea that his character would not swear. His use of euphemisms include gee whiz.
Gee
Oh, gee
whiz.
willikers.
According to
Pretty sure they say that in the Magic School Bus.
oh yeah, I did put this in in the trivia, but I already talked about it. That was the William Forsythe thing. Michael Biehn, who has played Navy SEALs or some variation thereof on multiple occasions, apparently grew unsure of himself while acting for the first time here against real SEALs. He told Michael Bay he was freezing up pretending to be the leader in front of them, as well as in front of Sir Sean Connery's presence. Producer Don
I
Simpson...
kind of impressed him. He's like my daddy.
Right. Producer Don Simpson was largely responsible for creating the critical General Hummel character. Simpson watched a 60-minute segment about the U.S. government's refusal to acknowledge government soldiers who had died during covert overseas missions, and later read Colonel David Hackworth's memoirs, which harshly criticized U.S. planning during the Vietnam War. He combined these elements into Hummel's character and, as Jonathan Hensley described, created a really compelling villain, a soldier with a noble end but unfortunately psychotic means.
What are you doing?
Look, I can aim perfectly correctly like this. Sorry.
You might think you can, but if you actually shot, you probably wouldn't hit me.
Is that a challenge?
I'm just trying to wonder what the fuck you're doing. Like, my God, she got to stop eating sugar.
There's a major logic flaw in the movie. You think? Said Michael Bay. Why are the boilers working on the rock when this island
I
hasn't
wondered
been
the
used for
same
years?
thing.
But see, that's his major flaw. Like, that to me was the least of my concerns, because why wouldn't they turn the furnace on? The furnaces on when they got there? Wouldn't they be cold?
I mean, maybe.
That's your major logic flaw. To me, that's the least of
They
your
do
concerns
tours
in this
and
fucking
stuff
movie.
there.
It is yeah. I don't know.
That is the least of my concerns.
They gotta
But
keep-
anyway, that's his major
they
flaw.
gotta keep the civilians warm.
But don't worry, he answered it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't they turn on the furnace?
I mean, I guess so, but
That's his major flaw?
But
That's
yeah,
what he's
I
worried
agree.
about?
Like, that's the one thing you're worried about.
Well, anyway, he answered it, though. You ready for his answer? He answers his own question saying, screw it, it's entertaining, don't you think?
That's his logic
Yeah,
behind
it's
everything he
everything.
does. Why is there an explosion there? Well, it's entertaining, isn't it? You like seeing explosions?
Explodes.
Yeah.
Hey, go boom.
Nicolas Cage was concerned that he looked like a... Nicolas Cage was concerned that he looked like a little Japanese schoolboy
Oh my god.
in his scuba gear, while the other actors all look cool. Michael Bay admits to intentionally making him look ridiculous. The guy who gets his car stolen by Sir Sean Connery is the same guy who got his car stolen by Ed Harris in National Treasure, Book of Secrets, another Jerry Bruckheimer production which also starred Nicolas Cage and Ed Harris. Arnold Schwarzenegger was offered the role of John Patrick Mason, but at the time the script was only 8 pages with a lot of handwriting and scribbles, and it didn't seem fully baked. In a Reddit AMA, he stated he regrets not taking the role. Years later, however, he played a part as a convict with a mysterious past and escape plan in 2013.
Who was this?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh. I didn't hear who it was.
Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
can't-
Along with Entrapment, this is Sean Connery's favorite film of his own during the 1990s. People told Nicolas Cage that he could never work an action blockbuster because he was too quirky. He took that as a challenge. Yeah. Directors frequently tell Nicolas Cage that his ideas are off the wall and offbeat, but Michael Bay and Jerry Bruckheimer encouraged it on this movie in part because the script wasn't finished yet when Cage signed on. One example saw Cage decide that Goodspeed should be wary of having kids. Bruckheimer felt that he would be too dark and not positive enough, but when they sent the script to famed screenwriter Robert Towne, he agreed with Cage. This is the second time Nicolas Cage and William Forsythe play compatriot-type antagonists to one another. The first was in Raising Arizona. The first and the last casualties on Hummel's team comes in the same way. Both military men were victims of the nerve gas. There is a popular internet theory that John Mason is actually a captured James Bond, and the name James Bond is simply a code name used by several different British secret
I've heard
agents.
this before.
This theory is debunked in the scene where General Hummel refers to John Mason as sailor. John Mason corrects him by saying it's Army, actually. James Bond was in the British Navy. And that's it.
I've heard that theory before that he was captured and like he's James Bond, but like they pretty much erased him and blah blah blah.
Right.
Anyway, moving on. Let's get into what we're doing next week, Karen.
Pick a comedy.
Terminator 2.
Pick a comedy.
Die Hard. Which one are we on?
2?
Are we? Did we do any?
We already
Die
did the
Hards?
first one.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. So are we on 2?
This would be Die Hard 2. Yeah, because we choose one of them. We did one last year for a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about that time again.
Yeah,
It is.
It's kind of befitting, really. Honestly, it is because it takes place on Christmas again.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yep, Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
So Die Hard 2.
Hey,
Woo!
you get your first Christmas movie of the month.
That'll probably
Is
be on.
this one a Christmas movie too?
Yeah, it takes place during Christmas. Remember, he's
honestly,
got the
I don't
bear
think I've
that
seen
he's
the
bringing
second
home
one.
for a gift.
Honestly, I don't think I've seen the second one.
I've seen it like once or twice.
Is it good?
It's not my favorite.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's instead of in a giant building, it takes place in an airport.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Oh.
seen Die Hard 2. But we're up for Die Hard 2.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Die Hard 3. That's the best one.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where does that
It's
take
got
place?
Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Where does that
Oh,
take
yeah, I've seen that
Where
one.
does
Yeah.
that take
This
place?
motherfucker.
All
This
over New York.
motherfucker, Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I remember that one. That one's great. I do remember that one because I've seen that one.
That's a really
She's
good
like,
one.
I've seen that
I've
one. We're gonna have
seen
to
that
wait a
one.
whole another year to watch the third one. Watch.
No, because it don't take place during Christmas.
No, but watch. It'll get pulled around Christmas.
My phone's not one.
It'll be an annual thing.
Yeah, I do it on purpose.
Oh, we believe you.
I don't think. No, I didn't pull it last year because we were doing. For Christmas, we did picks, didn't we?
We did picks, but one of us chose Die Hard.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I think
So I didn't
I
pull
think
it
I
last
did actually. I
I
think I chose
didn't
Die Hard.
pull Die Hard last year. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
Are you
Okay,
good?
so it's streaming on Hulu, DirecTV, and Stars.
I own all of them.
Perfect.
So
we own Stars.
no, I own all the Die Hard
If
movies.
you own
Oh.
Stars, dude, like,
I'm rich as fuck.
come on.
Why the fuck are we doing this?
Why are we doing this?
Well, we can still be doing it.
But we
like,
should be plugging
Why
the
aren't
fact.
we
we?
should
Yeah,
be,
like
yeah.
famous.
A
Why
little
aren't we
bit.
doing this on Stars?
We should be doing this a little bit further out. Like, we should be a little further ahead. Is all I'm saying.
we should be just as famous.
We should have a whole
Stars
crew of
sponsor
people
us.
here.
Joe Rogan. How famous we should
Sponsor
be
us.
right now.
Seriously, do it.
What?
Telling Stars to sponsor us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right.
They don't have to sponsor us.
I
Your
mean,
dad
Sarah,
owns
come
them.
on, show a little bit of confidence, guys.
You're ask-
Sponsor us.
Why are you looking at them? I'm right here. I own that shit.
You're hilarious.
Anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Check out all of our social stuff down there. X,
In front of
all
the
that
Christmas tree.
shit. Yeah, like our Christmas tree.
Like,
Why don't we put the little
Like
white
our
one over
tree.
here too?
What?
There's a little white one back there.
I don't want a little white one. I want a little black one. I'm trying to be diverse. Okay, there's too many white people on this fucking podcast. We
Oh,
need more black people. So we're gonna have a black tree.
he's gonna stay up year round.
No.
Oh, okay.
Karen's like, I don't even know what to say to any of
I
that.
got nothing.
I got nothing. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Next week we're doing Die Hard 2.
Yep.
It's a good one. Till next week.
And next year we'll do Die Hard 3.
Hopefully before that, honestly.
When's that one?
Okay, bye. I've been doing good. I've been
Bye.
Bye.